Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Redline Radio and home of our original studio. Now the home of Talking About Balls, the best show at Redline Radio. They have two convenient locations. East side, call 216-531-7373, or on the west side, 216-398-7373. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off of your purchase.
Growing Wings Adult Services is the official sponsor of the old home for Talking About Balls, state-of-the-art Studio 2. Growing Wings Adult Services has over 7 years of experience with taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, give Lisa a call today at 234-334-7547.
Voted #1 remote guest by all of America at Dynatech. Talking About Balls. We're here to tell you that Dynatech is the best. As testified by many satisfied customers, their diamond saw blades are the fastest cutting and longest lasting. Customer satisfaction is how they measure success. Their engineers are always available to help you troubleshoot and solve a problem on your job site. Dynatech is the only saw blade company recommended by the pavement marking manufacturing industry. Located in Elyria, Ohio, Dynatech is committed to being the top diamond saw blade company around the world. Their products include saw blades, abrasive blades, pavement marking blades, core drill rigs, core drill bits, high-speed gas saws, masonry saws, walk-behind saws, tile saws, other construction equipment. They stand behind their products with a warranty and customer service that keeps their customers satisfied and earns us the ranking of best in the industry. Dynatech. Contact Dynatech today, 161 Reeser Court, Elyria, 44035, or call 1-800-446-9001, or visit their website, dynatech.com.
Do you like NASCAR? Do you like collecting NASCAR items?
No.
Give Pit Road Diecast a call today if you want to go and purchase those awesome looking cars to add to your collection. They specialize in all the current and past, living and dead, NASCAR diecast and or model car kits. For all of your diecast needs, call 216-355-2347, mention Redline Radio, and receive 10% off your first in-store purchase.
If you want to remember the good old days where you had internet to do your radio show, throw it on a t-shirt. Call Incredible Keepsakes. T-shirts, cups, binders, keychains, you name it, Incredible Keepsakes can make it and customize it for you. The official merchandise provider for Redline Radio LLC and all the show hosts. Call 440-242-9648 or go to their website, www.incrediblekeepsakes.com. As Diane would say, cherished moments are made to last forever.
Are you remodeling your bathroom, kitchen, need new windows?
Need a new desk for two show hosts?
I was just going to say that, but I'm so glad you beat me to it, because you know what? Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement does everything you need them to do. Residential and or commercial. Give Will a call today, 440-731-7654. And of course, tell him that Team Redline sent you.
I talk a lot of smack here at Redline Radio, and you know what I'm not worried about? Getting some bad juju. That's karma. But you know what is great juju? The band Bad Juju. They're the official band of Redline Radio, covering all your favorites from the 80s and 90s. To book Bad Juju, call Chad Moon at 440-458-0209.
I'm going to jump ahead to this one because I love Ohio Wheelman Series. They race cars. They're quick. They're fast. I haven't watched them yet, but I did see a video last year when Dave was showing it on Facebook, and they look pretty fun. Premier Stock Car Racing Series in Northeast Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. Redline Radio is a proud sponsor of the Wheelman Series. Remember, we are still looking for 2024 sponsors. No better way to get your company logo on some of the fastest cars in the state. Not to mention, local racers are some of the most loyal people when it comes to supporting our sponsors.
If you're throwing some old rickety chairs out the window and one of them happens to hit the sidewalk and you put a crack in it, call ACS, Affordable Concrete Solutions, LLC, to come by and check it out. Call today, 440-714-1987, or give them an email, affordableconcretesolutions.llc@gmail.com.
Is your car broken down? Can you not start it? Is it not running? Do you have a tire that's flat? Give Tuffy Auto Care a call today. It's more than just a slogan. At Tuffy, we stand behind our work and promise it'll be done right. Period. Or guess what? They're going to fix it for free. Tuffy is located at 649 Leona Street in Elyria, Ohio.
If you're looking to put on a Bob Marley album and not get arrested for the things you're doing while you're listening to it, you're going to want to go to Puff and Roll Vape and Smoke Shop. All legal all the time. Your one-stop shop for vaping, CBD, and Kratom in Elyria, Ohio. Your favorite local smoke shop, located at 464 North Abbey Road. Contact them today at 440-444-4443, not 420. Ask for Dave or Dan when you mention Redline. You get 10% off your purchase.
It's going to be getting cold here shortly. We're coming off a very hot summer, but is your AC not currently working? Are you afraid your heat's not going to work when the weather turns cold? And I'm going to power through that one because that's what we do here. Give Sensible Solutions HVAC Services a call today, specializing in service, maintenance, repair, and installation. 440-985-8387.
That wasn't because Kyle couldn't read. It was because he was cold. He was shivering. So he's going to have to call and get his HVAC serviced. All Pro Freight Systems, large order freight shipping located in Northeast Ohio. One call hauls it all. All Pro Freight System located at 1200 Chester Industrial Parkway in Avon, Ohio. Ask for Matt, 440-933-2222. They can haul away your old chairs if you want to get rid of them. If you're interested in advertising with the station, get a hold of Dave at 440-503-0828. For all of our programming information, you can go to www.redlineradiolllc.com. Check out Redline Radio LLC on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Want to take Redline Radio on the go? Download the Redline Radio LLC app at the Google Play Store. Tonight, we're going to recap Super Bowl 58.
And we have a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans crying in their towels due to a certain award that was given out.
Speaking of awards, it's the greatest award show in North America. That is the TABbies, starting right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking About Balls. I am Justin George, joined as always by Kyle Price and Tim Bucktu. Gentlemen, how are we?
I dressed up for this event. I feel great.
So did I. I got the tuxedo t-shirt on. I'm wearing my Sunday best. I told everybody, dress nice. It is the TABbies.
It's the best shirt I had.
I got the Karma shirt on for the Taylor Swift Super Bowl last night. I wore a tie. I didn't tie it all the way up, and I wore a nice jacket today. So it's a very serious event.
Literally right before we went on air, Kyle said he looks like Kevin Smith, and that's never been truer.
Yeah.
He literally looks like
I love it.
Silent Bob.
I love it.
Thanks, Shane. Thanks for checking in. But yeah, it is the TABbies. So what we're going to do is our usual show. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to do all that bullshit. But of course, tonight is a big night. Tonight is not only the award show of all award shows, it is Talking About Balls final show for about a month, give or take. We don't have an exact date when we return, but we're expecting mid-March, probably around the NFL free agency, give or take, because I have a baby coming this weekend. Literally
big news.
3 days away. So life-changing events. It's safe to say doing a show is going to be on the back of my mind
Papa Giorgio. Papa George.
Where's that peach crown?
See,
Dave, you turned Dave into an alcoholic. What if that's what happened?
How am I getting blamed for this? Chipper's the one that bought you your first shot. He's the one that showed you the gateway drug.
Yeah, Chipper goes up there with his golden Buckeye discount card and gets the shots for half price because he's old as fuck.
Buy one, get three free. That's what he got that night.
But yeah, so we're going to do the show tonight again. We're going to do our normal show. But every few minutes, whatever, we're going to stop. We're going to break into an award. And these are our personal awards. We decided that's what the TABbies are all about. They are about what we want to give some love to. I came up with some categories that I'm going to use. Kyle's going to have answers for mine. Same with his. He came up with some categories. I'm going to have answers for him. Tim's wild card. We really don't know what Tim's going to be doing tonight. He came in today and he just goes, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I got nothing to talk about. So
Tim's got the Big Booty of the Year award. He's find some chick out there.
What I want from Tim, if anything comes to mind, by all means, let us know if you have an award to give. We are all for it.
I got one.
If you want to do your favorite venue that you perform in,
that's what
I figured it was going to be something like that. So, or your favorite show that you did in 2023, whatever. Have fun with it. And with that being said, let's start right off the bat. Let's get an award out of the way. Ooh. I am going to do, in honor of Tim, because Tim's going to do a comedy. I'm sure it's going to be about stand-up. I am going to do my favorite comedy special of 2023.
Ooh.
And the nominees are John Mulaney, Baby J, Dave Chappelle, The Dreamer, Louis C.K., Live at the Dolby Theater, Big J. Okerson, Dog Belly, and Chris Porter, There's No Money in Babies. And the winner is Louis C.K., Live at the Dolby. I had to go with my man Louis. It was funny as fuck. I'm a huge Louis fan. All the other specials were fantastic, but Louis C.K. just has a special place in my heart. I love him.
So when I give answers to yours, I don't have the top three for me. I just give my award.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Mine would probably be the Shane, how you say, is it Gillis?
Shane Gillis?
Yeah. Shane Gillis. Because I started watching some of his comedy this year, and the one special I watched was hilarious. He's funny as fuck. His Trump impersonation is top notch.
So it'll be really funny to see how they do it. I don't know if you saw, he's hosting SNL next week.
Yeah.
So
He
long
was
story
originally
short,
not allowed on it, wasn't he?
No,
Did
he
you have
was-
a picture for that one?
No. I'm not gonna have pictures for his. He's not gonna have pictures
Oh,
for
you
mine.
got answers.
But when I
Okay.
do mine, I'll do mine.
Okay.
I'll get pictures.
so
for.
Shane Gillis was hired by SNL like 5 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And when he got hired, of course, because that's what America does. That's what people do with no life. They try to dig up your old dirt. So what they did is they went back and found something that he did when he was in his early 20s. He went on a podcast and made some like, he did an Asian person imitation or something like that. It was kind of, it was quote unquote racist. Sure, if that's how you want to look at it. He was just trying to be funny. I find it hard to punish somebody for making jokes. That's just me. As long as there's no like super ill will in it. And I think he was just trying to be funny and people took it as racism. He got fired from Saturday Night Live before he ever even got to step in the door. And that actually ended up making him pretty popular and it's helped his career kind of blossom and everything went full circle. And he will be hosting SNL next weekend. So I'm excited to see what he does because there's another guy, I think his name's like James Michael Johnson or something like that. He's on SNL. He's a regular cast member, and he does a fantastic Trump impression. So I'm kind of curious if they're going to have those two go at it.
That would be hilarious.
I think it would be really
like
good.
a Trump debate back and forth.
Trump versus Trump. Might be too much Trump, but you never know. Dave, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I'm excited. I'm ready to never sleep again. I heard that's pretty much the only warning I get from people is just when you have a baby, you don't sleep. Your life is over.
You do value
and
your sleep though, so.
I like it. I just don't do it a lot. Like I'm not a good sleeper. I like laying in bed. There's a huge difference. I love laying around. Sleep, I don't get a ton of it, but laying around, I'm a big fan of, and I can kind of still do that with a baby. So I'm going to be curious to see how I can transition into this. But
Nice.
there's only one way to do it, and that's by learning and living. So we're going into that. But yes, that was first.
I did have one answer for yours too.
Okay.
Well, not necessarily answer, but this was the one I was gonna do.
You're allowed to have a pick. I love that.
And it was a part of your top. And Paul,
Mr. Chappelle.
It definitely is.
Yep.
The Dreamer.
Nice.
It was just one. If you're a Dave Chappelle fan, I feel like this was the special for you. And then not only that, if you are a comedian, I feel like this also, or even if you just have anything that you are striving to do, I feel like this had that message that you needed to really kind of give you that motivation. This was a great special. I will actually watch it again if I had the chance. But I just don't be watching shit. So
I'm with you, Tim. I know what you mean. In this day and age with cancel culture and shit like that, I think Dave Chappelle it was a groundbreaking special for that reason, because he made jokes about topics where people are afraid to touch that subject. And he went there and was basically like, fuck it, what are you going to do to me? I'm bulletproof. Like, this is comedy. You make jokes about whatever you want and you go for it. And he did that and he fucking killed it. Some of the best material I've heard him do in years. So I'm with you. That was close to being my pick also, honest to God.
Yeah.
It was between that, Louis C.K., and Big J. Okerson. Those were my top three. I really had to pick and choose. And when I narrowed it down, it was Chappelle and Louis, and I just had to go with my man Louis.
I understand. Not the one.
Hey, I'll take it. That's Tim's disgust with my pick.
Right.
But yeah, so again, whenever you guys want to chime in with one, we will break them up nicely. And you can do it in the middle of a segment, middle of whatever. It doesn't have to be like wait till we segue, anything like that. So, but other than that, let's get into how was your guys' weekends, aside from getting drunk with Dave? We didn't have a whole lot of time off. We just recorded on Wednesday night, and we're back.
I feel like my entire weekend was alcohol.
We're back and in black, literally. We're all. Is this an award show or a funeral? Maybe both. So we do have Malorts and cigars, so we might die tonight.
We know we're bound to kill somebody here. We've usually mentioned names and they drop dead, so we probably shouldn't.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Shouldn't jinx it, but we have a month
TJ Watt,
off.
TJ Watt, TJ Watt, TJ Watt. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Car
What's
accident.
up, Chipper?
What's up,
Car
Chip?
accident.
Damn.
Thank you.
What's up,
Thank you, Chipper.
What do we do? So Friday night we went out with Jess's coworkers to $2 in Avon.
Classic.
Was this going to be a couple drinks? And that turned into more than a couple. We went from $2 and we went over to this small bar called Frank and Ellie's and played pool there and then made it home. Saturday went to the concert, whatever band was playing, All 95 up at Doghouse. Ran into friends of the show up there, Chipper and Dave. They walked in a little later than we got there, but entire family was there, so we all got drunk there. And Dave started a whole fucking waterworks of shots going on that night, so I blame
I
him.
thought you were gonna say he was crying. I was like, wait a minute.
But the band was good. And all 95 played all like the 90s, like pops and all like rock alternative music. It's pretty good. The fun game was when they play a new song, like name the band, because you're trying to use your memory to go back to some of these bands back in the day, one-hit wonders. But it was good. Got home late there, and then yesterday was Super Bowl. I didn't drink much yesterday because I think it was a 2-day hangover. But no, just sat over to Mike and Colleen's last night and watched the game. It's pretty cool. So that's it. Drinking pretty much.
Yeah, I proved
Shot.
I proved that I'm ready for adulthood. I'm ready to be a dad.
Yeah.
I proved that on Thursday. So what happened was I get home from work and Tara and I are just chilling. She wanted a nice low key, last week for us. And I'm sitting there. I eat a couple gummies. I'm feeling really good. And
He said a couple.
The story's starting off great for fatherhood.
And I'm sitting there and I go, man, I really want to try. There's a brand called Garage Beer. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've had it. It's good.
I just started seeing it and I was like, kind of want to try it. I wonder if it's available in Ohio. And I found it and I go, okay, shit. It's at the Giant Eagle at Southland. That's 5 minutes from my house. But I look at Tara and I'm like, fuck, it's like 7:30 at night. I'm high as shit. I'm like, I can't drive to the store. I really want this beer right now though, because I'm impatient. So I look over at her. I'm like, you want to run to a store really quick? I'm like, I know you're comfortable. You're in your sweats. And she's like, where? I'm like, Giant Eagle. She's like, yeah, I could go for some dessert. Like she wanted to get some Oreos or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. We get up, we get dressed. I toss her my keys. I go, all right, you're driving. She's like, what the fuck do you mean I'm driving? I'm like, I can't drive right now. I'm too high. You got to take me. So, a week away from having a kid and I'm getting high and making the right decisions. Drive me to buy beer, So I feel like we're going to make great parents.
So what'd you think of it?
Really good. I like it. I got a 15 pack in my actual garage fridge.
Nice.
So it's sitting out there.
Perfect. Yeah, it's good beer. I think I came across it like that marathon I go to all the time. It's like, the fuck is garage beer?
They also make a lime flavored one that Giant Eagle did not have that I want to try. So I'm curious to see that, to see how it compares to Bud Light Lime for those.
Would you have bought
summer day?
Would you have bought 2 15 packs if that was the case?
Yeah, if they had the lime, I was walking out with both for sure. For sure.
I'm not a fan of lime beer. I do find it funny when we
I am on a hot day.
I like lime in beer, but lime beer is weird.
When we got to your not bachelor party, your diaper party,
Mm-hmm.
the first beer that Garrett, friend of the show, goes to, he's like, oh my God, what are you looking for the lime? Aren't you?
BLL.
He's like, you got any Bud Light lime back there? She's like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, anything like lime beer? She's like, no. He's like, okay, I'll take a Bud Light.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like he was so sad. I was like, it's okay, Karen.
I mean, hey, I'll give him credit. He knows what he likes, and he was going for it.
I've been drinking a lot of the Banquet Coors beer though. Like I like
Coors Banquet.
Anytime they have it, like I see it, I'll order it and get it, which is great. So it's good, hearty beer, I guess you could say. A little
it's a little thicker than the normal Coors
Light,
Light.
Yeah, which is great. So should we light these cigars? I mean, should we?
Yeah, we might as well actually.
Or do you want to do the shot of Malort's first to get the taste? And
nope.
I would like it together.
Like it together?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So cigars are obviously in honor of Justin being a father this week.
That I'm okay with.
The old tradition. The Malort's is just we'll fucking talk to you in a month is what those are.
Not stoked about that.
It's okay. You've had worse things in your mouth.
I just got a regular lighter.
They have real cigars. I'm going with a White Owl is the brand, right? I like fruity stuff, so blue raspberry.
Whoo, I haven't had a cigar in a while.
Hey, Dave, that's how you light a cigar.
Actually, Dave, since no heat's allowed in here, where it's actually just blowing our breath because it's so fucking cold.
Yeah, we keep getting yelled at to turn the heat down. Yeah, no, thank you, Kyle.
Of course, man. There's actually a cigar shop right down the street from my house. I didn't know about it until like last week. It's called Royal Smokes. And I was going to work the other day. I'm like, fuck, that's a cigar shop. So when you said get cigars, I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking stop.
Wait, in Berea?
No, North Ridgeville.
Oh, because that's what I would to.
Well, let me do one of my awards quickly since we're breaking it up here. So
congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you again to everybody in the comments for the kind words.
Can't wait to see the little one. My first award for the night's going to be Best Vacation of 2023. I went on a lot of vacations this year, which is great. You use the PTO up. My nominees for Best Vacation is Hocking Hills.
Here, while you do that, I'm going to go grab another ashtray. There's one over there. Trying to cross like this is very awkward, so I'm going to go get another ashtray.
Go ahead. All right, so Hocking Hills, New York City, which is great. and Key West. Those are my nominees. And the winner for best vacation for me is Key West. Key West. I'm telling you, I've always wanted to go, and we had a chance to go because Jess's uncle owns like a condo down there. And talked about it on the show earlier this year, but had a blast. Actually, a lot of good vacations this year. Every trip we went on was fun, but Key West was amazing. Just going up and down, I think it's Duval Street or whatever, I think, down the main street down there, just walking, having fun, going out in the ocean, seeing the sunset with Jess, and just it was everything was just great, relaxing in the ocean. If you've never been to Key West, I highly recommend it, but that was probably my favorite
Sounds
vacation.
so romantic.
It was very romantic. Made some romantic pictures too, that the best I could, but it was good. I highly suggest it.
My favorite vacation is, of course, Disney. That was a fucking blast last year. Life-changing, honestly, a life-changing trip. Loved every second of it.
I can't wait to go to Disney.
I'm an official Disney boy, and people keep buying me gifts for the baby, and of course, they're getting me a ton of Disney stuff, and I'm all for it. My wife hates it. She's not happy that we get a bunch of stuff with Minnie Mouse all over it, but I love it. Keep it coming.
My favorite vacation didn't happen. So
Tim's favorite vacation.
You didn't go to town at all this year?
no, actually.
Tim's favorite vacation starts tomorrow when he doesn't have to do our show for the next month.
Right.
Oh yeah, so you're welcome for that vacation, I guess.
I appreciate it. Thanks
That'll
for
be
getting
his-
Tara pregnant.
That's his 2024 Tabbies award show
Right.
pick for favorite vacation.
So let me see that torch real quick.
Yeah, but other than that, so I did that on Thursday night. That was a little funny story. Yeah, I just thought I was like, you know what, I really want this beer, and we're not going to be able to just run out, and I'm not going to be able to just sit around getting high all day anymore. So I'll take advantage of it. Friday did absolutely nothing. Tara really wanted to do nothing this weekend, and our goal was to pretty much do some shopping. We want to load up the house with groceries before the baby comes. So, $700 later at Costco and Mark's, we did some grocery shopping, and we got a couple more grocery stops tomorrow we're going to do, and then we're done.
So you have a lot of stuff in your house right now is what you're saying?
Yeah, outside freezer and fridge, inside freezer, fridge, everything's full, cabinets. We loaded up on meats and stuff like that to make meals. And tomorrow we're going to go to Trader Joe's and Walmart to buy like smaller things and get like sides and stuff like that for all this stuff that we bought. But yeah, we're loading up. So Saturday morning we did that. I had an eye exam, and just because I need new contacts and my prescription expired. And we went home, and the plan was lounging. We're going to chill. We're going to watch TV, watch movies. Brother-in-law calls me and goes, it's his birthday also. He calls me and goes, hey, my buddy just bailed on Beer Fest. Free ticket. Do you want to come with us? I was like, let me talk to Tara. Let me call you right back. So I talked to Tara. I'm like, what are your thoughts? Because I know you wanted to stay home and have a chill weekend. And she's like, I'm not doing shit. You can go if you want. She's like, I just want to sit on the couch and relax. So she's like, by all means, go. I'm like, all right, sounds good.
That wasn't one of those like guilt, like go if you want to, but she's okay with it.
I mean, it might have been, but I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. I would just go. So if you tell me,
say what you mean, what you say.
If you tell me, go ahead. I'm just going to sit here. Like, I won't be mad. And I'll just go, all right, cool. Thank you.
Do you see anybody we know there?
No, surprisingly, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
And then the funny thing though is that before I was leaving, I looked at Tara. I'm like, fuck. I'm going to Beer Fest. It's all the way downtown. I don't want to Uber because it was kind of last minute. So I'm like, shit, I'm going to have to drive. And she's like, just be responsible. I'm like, do you know me? Do you think I can go to a Beer Fest and be responsible? Like, I'm going to go and get fucked up. And then thank God, her sister texts her and goes, if he's going to Beer Fest with Con, I'm going to just be sitting in the condo with a sleeping baby. Why don't you just come over and hang out? If you're just going to sit on the couch and do nothing, just come hang out. And Tara's like, all right, fine. So Tara drove me downtown.
Nice.
Shout out to Tara.
I got myself a DD.
Back-to-back days of Tara coming in clutch.
And then on Sunday, for one last hurrah, I was like, you know what? I want to go get some chicken wings. I'm craving some Pounders wings. So we went to Pounders with her dad Sunday afternoon, got some chicken wings. And then we came home and we were done. That was it. That was my weekend. Watched the Super Bowl, cleaned up the basement. And here we are.
It's funny you mentioned that eye thing. So we took Jess Saturday morning to a LASIK exam. She had a LASIK consultation, and she was approved. They not approved, but she said she's a good candidate for it. So we booked it February 22nd.
Nice.
Jess is getting LASIK surgery. So
she's going to have perfect vision, and then she's probably going to see Kyle for what he really is. And Kyle will be single on February 22nd.
Divorce is happening. So
That's funny.
But it's funny because she's like, have you ever seen it done before? And Jess is one of those people, she has to basically watch all this weird shit. So I watched like the actual like what LASIK is, like how they do it.
Cut it open, flip your
Jesus, it's so
eye
bad.
open.
Oh, don't worry. I'm racking up nights. You driving me?
She is ready. That's the big thing. So she has we have our final ultrasound tomorrow, and afterwards we're going to Trader Joe's because it's right across the street from her doctor out in Westlake. And the first thing Tara said is she's like, I'm buying fucking wine. I can't wait to buy wine from Trader Joe's. She's like, as soon as this baby's out, I can drink wine. I'm like, do what you got to do, man.
You can have one glass of red wine.
She hates red wine.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
She is a sweet Moscato type of gal. That's it. But no, I want to get LASIK too, but I've had contacts. I've had horrible vision my whole life. So I've always worn contacts, and I'm very irresponsible and lazy. So I don't like going to the eye doctor. It's just a waste of time. But contact lens prescriptions are only good for like 2 years. And then you have to have a prescription to buy them, like drugs. Yeah. It's the dumbest thing. Why can't I just buy fucking contacts if I know my prescription? Yeah. But I found out you can buy them from overseas with whatever prescription. They don't care. So I've been buying contact lenses from England for the last, or from wherever, in the UK for the last like 10 years. I haven't gone to an eye doctor. So finally I was like, I'm paying probably double per box because I'm buying them overseas. I should just go to the eye doctor and get it over with. So I made an appointment and went, and nothing really changed. Glasses, or my prescription just changed slightly, like not even 0.25 or whatever in one eye. So
Jess has always wanted. I mean, she's blind when she wakes up.
And that's the thing with LASIK. That's why I looked into it too, is because my glasses, I don't have, like, I haven't had a new prescription for my glasses in years. So I was like, well, fuck, you're supposed to not wear contacts for like 2 weeks before you get the LASIK.
Yeah, yep.
And I've always worn contacts every day. So I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to wear glasses. I should probably get an eye exam and have proper prescriptions. So now I have proper glasses coming. Everything's good to go, because I'd like to get LASIK too in the future because my eyes are fucking terrible.
We'll let you know how it goes. So I took 2 days off of work in the 22nd, 21st, 22nd, whatever, 22nd, 23rd, just to be with her. So
literally in a week.
No, 20. It's
basically.
Yeah. So it is the, let's see here.
Like next Thursday or whatever. You said the 22nd.
Friday, yeah, next Thursday. Yep, next Thursday. So yeah, so she can't. She asked, okay, whatever. She can't wear makeup like a day or two prior, and you can't wear makeup like a week after. I'm like,
so you guys are really going to test this marriage. No makeup from Jess for a few days, and then
amazing selfies. I can't wait.
Perfect vision, Jess looking at Kyle on the flip side.
I'm gonna have so many amazing selfies with her that she won't even realize I'm doing it when she's like laying in bed with her goggles on.
Yeah, she's gonna have no idea. I just imagine this is like that King and Queens episode where he gets the discount LASIK and she's just blind for a week, and he's like, "No, this is normal. It's normal." And then the doctors are like, "No, that's not normal."
One of the crazy things that she's telling me is that when they told her, she's like, there's going to be a point, like when we're doing this, that it's all going to go black, because like we have to like cut a certain point.
Once you go black, so you don't go back.
Calm down over there, Sam. Right?
He got real excited. He's like, Black History Month.
But so she's like, it's you go black because we cut, where your eye, like whatever the cornea, whatever is. And then just give it a minute, and then you'll get like vision back, like light will come back in or whatever. It's just like closing your eyes, but your eyes aren't closed, right?
Right.
I'm like, that's fucking creepy. Like that's just creepy to me. But this is big. So we were able to get everything set up. They actually had like $1,000 off this month related.
Yeah, they're usually doing really good deals. Yeah. I think there's financing available.
The one we're going to is actually the one that Myles Garrett went to, because there's like there's a jersey on the wall, signature, and a picture of him, and the doctor is
pretty cool.
So it's kind of cool. Yeah. Like the jersey says like, "Thank you for changing my life" or whatever. Signed Myles Garrett, and his jersey on the wall.
I think I went out.
Oh yeah, okay. But yeah, so that's gonna be fun. So
shout out to Jess. Yeah, obviously, hopefully everything goes well and there's no King of Queens incident.
She's gonna wake up like, "Hey, you were even hotter than I thought you were." I'm like, "Yeah, that's right." What about you?
And that's when Kyle has to call the doctor to be like, "You guys fucked up. Her eyes are worse."
That's funny.
Do you remember your weekend?
So yeah, Friday.
We have sober Tim today, he said.
Sure. Friday, I don't remember. No, I was playing. I just worked Friday. Didn't do much. But Saturday it was the show for Jazzin'. So I went and got my hair retwisted first.
Looks good. Looks very good.
Thank you.
I thought you just did it for the TABbies, but I understand.
Right. And then I got a haircut. So I'm looking a little clean. Just trying to get ready for the shows coming up, which was, like I said yesterday, or not yesterday, but Saturday was Jazzin', which is also my Tabby Award winner. Favorite location of last year. 100% Jazzin'. It was amazing. That's me from Saturday. I was sitting on the stool that they had up there. I love their crowd. One, they're always very receptive. And then you can kind of just have fun with them. Like, you could really go out there and be as free as you want to be. And they're actually listening, even interacting. I fakes fell onto the stage. Like I tripped on the step.
Fake, sure.
And then I got up and did the rap song I did because I came out to Lovers and Friends.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I did Lil Jon's part. I've been knowing you for a long time. So I did that. And it was just dope. It was fun. You know, they had fun. I actually made fun of the fireplace because it was hot on stage. I'm like, why is it so goddamn hot up here? I'm like, it must be this fireplace.
That'll do it.
And they, of course, hollered from there. It was this one lady. She, I guess, had a very strong interest in me.
Hey, oh yeah.
Tell me more.
And so she like kind of, you know, led me into my next joke. So I was, you know, talked about that, and I was like, you know what, ma'am, I don't know your name, but I'm gonna get it when I get off stage. What if you come in the house, got some rose petals out, and candles lit, and I'm near the fireplace like this, take off my shirt and lay down on my side.
Oh, that's fucking perfect.
And it was great. I wish they'd have got that picture. That picture would have been
that would be your new profile picture, no doubt.
No doubt. Somebody might have it. I just don't know. And it was just funny. I, you know, like I said, my shirt's off.
That's your next pose for your next boudoir
right.
photos.
Right.
On a bearskin rug. What's up, Steve?
It's funny. I said, let me get up before somebody think I'm a bear rug. So I said that on stage. It was kind of funny. And as I'm on stage, this guy walks in, and you could just see him like befuddled by what's going on right now.
Not what he expected to walk into.
Right. So as soon as he walked in, I'm like, I was like, oh, he just walked in like, oh shit, what the hell did I walk into? And he just bust out laughing because he was like, that's exactly what I felt. Because I ended up saying like afterwards, he was like, man, you described how I felt to a T. I was like, yeah, you ain't know what you was walking into. But it was dope. And they're actually bringing me back in May for a Mother's Day show to headline.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about.
So shout out to Jazzin. Sunday, a very slow day. I didn't really do much. I chilled until I left to go to my mom's house. I watched the first half of the Super Bowl there and the halftime show, which I like the halftime show. I just thought I expected Usher to do, I guess, more full songs than he did. He kind of just.
I agree. I thought the halftime show was good, not great.
Yeah,
the best way I can describe it. I'm not knocking it. It was really good. It was entertaining.
It was very entertaining.
At the same time, I was like, all right.
Yeah, after the halftime show was over, they had like a clip on Twitter about the episode where Peter goes around his roller skates on the stage. Like this is.
I saw that.
This is what the halftime show was. Rolling around roller skates all night.
I don't really listen to Usher a ton, so like I don't know a lot of his songs. Like I'm familiar with them, but I'm not like a diehard Usher fan by any stretch. But like I recognize most of the songs. I mean, he did a really good job.
He did great.
Yeah,
it was phenomenal.
It wasn't fake. He was really singing.
Yeah.
He was sweaty as shit, which I thought was hilarious.
That's normal.
Is he normally that sweaty?
We knew the show was coming off at some point.
And then he wore that weird outfit that everybody said looks like he played for the the
dodgeball team.
The dodgeball team with Ben Stiller.
Oh shit!
The Purple Cobras. I forgot what they call it. The Globo Gym. The Globo Gym Purple Cobras. He looked like he was in that, and he was fucking rollerblading around or roller skating. That was pretty cool. I think he did a good job.
No, it was a great. I enjoyed the show itself. I guess me being an Usher fan, I wanted to hear some more fuller songs. I did think they were going to do Lovers and Friends. I don't know why. I didn't. I knew they was going to do Yeah.
I knew it was coming, and I was happy with that.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah, but I just thought Lovers and Friends would have came too. Like especially when you hear shots, like yeah, Lil Jon's coming out. Luda's definitely going to be there. Like. It's definitely was definitely coming out.
That crowd, honestly, like Usher did great, but like that crowd fucking erupted when Lil Jon started doing Turn Down for What.
Yeah,
that's when it blew up, and then Luda came out, and it was like, oh shit, this is like the best part of the halftime show by far.
I was expecting Bieber to come out at some point though, because like maybe
he was heavily favored, like on betting websites to be a guy that comes out. But
I didn't know her was gonna come out.
She did good.
Yeah, that was her with the guitar.
Yeah.
Yes, that's her.
That was her.
Literally.
Her.
Now I looked at Tara and I was like, "Who is that?" And she's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "She looks familiar," but I'm like, "I don't fucking know."
Prince's daughter. She's pretty good on that guitar.
Is it really?
No, I'm just kidding. Just how good she was. And like shit.
I thought Prince was gay.
No, he's not gay. That boom, well, he might be bi, but definitely with women.
I just like busting balls about Prince.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. Very talented man.
He's amazing. But that went over to my roommate's sister house, and had probably like 12 shots of tequila.
Jesus.
And I was actually fine.
This
Woke
was
up-
just the second half of the Super Bowl.
Second half of the Super Bowl.
Jesus, you went hard.
Yeah, well, it was regular. It felt regular. I didn't feel like too wasted, which was fine.
Took a while for it to kick in, probably. That's why.
Like I'm with Kyle. Like I drank so much on Saturday that Sunday I got up. I went to Pounders. I had like 2 beers with my lunch, and then during the Super Bowl, I drank water and I had 1 beer.
Yeah.
Like I just wasn't feeling drinking last
Sunday
night.
was just not. Yeah, it was. I ate a lot of food last night because there was such a spread, but I didn't drink much.
I
It was a
just-
lot of food.
I made a dip. That was it. I ate the chicken wings for lunch, and I wasn't hungry at all at night. I made a dip, and we ate that.
My mom made this like salmon dip,
Ooh,
and it had like bacon on top. And
Ooh,
it was-
tell me more.
It
I
was,
fucking love salmon.
it was really good. And then she did like a sloppy Joe dip. It was like
That sounds
was
good. As
really
fuck.
good.
I just did the classic sausage, rotella, Velveeta cheese, mix it all together in a crock pot. Simple.
yeah, but it was pretty good. And then today started my first day of training. And yeah, we're here now.
Here we are. Well, I want to give a special shout out to Timbuktu.
Yeah.
Sold out show.
Yes, sir.
Wednesday night. Sold out show.
I'm excited about that.
Hell yeah.
That shit was crazy, man. It sold out quick. Like
Yeah, you warned me last week because I was telling Tim, Kara and I are going to dinner and we're going to a place where I'm not gonna lie, with the baby coming, I got a little distracted with Valentine's Day, and I was like, this is our last just the two of us dinner for a while. So I was like, I want to go somewhere nice. So I looked up a nice place. I don't want to say it now because Tara might be watching, but obviously they were booked well in advance. But I did some digging, and they do have bar seating, first come, first serve, and they do have a nice happy hour. So I was like, all right, fuck it. We're gonna go there and we're gonna try for it. We're gonna hopefully we can get a seat within reasonable
Where's
time.
that again?
He's at the Funny Bone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Or improv, whatever you want to call it. So I was like, all right, I want to try to go to dinner and then go to Tim's show. But I wanted to like wait and see. And Tim was like, the show's gonna sell out. And I was like, shit. So I checked today and sold out. So
yeah.
Unfortunately, I won't be there, Tim, even if I get out of dinner in time.
It's all right.
I was really worried I wasn't gonna get out in time anyway, because I'm nowhere near downtown. That's all I can say about where I'll be. So it'd be a really tough task to get there in general. And then now that it's sold out, obviously. But I'm proud of you, dude. I'm excited. That's a huge milestone. I'm excited.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm very happy for you.
Someone gonna record it, like have like a
Yes, gonna record our sets. I already have my set actually planned out.
Perfect.
I'm adding to it as I go, because it's like some stuff just happened. Like I got a joke from peeing and it was hilarious. So I'm gonna use that. Everything else is just developing. It's kind of perfect how it's like.
Is it just one show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, if they give us another show, it'll be based off of it selling out so quick.
That's what I was thinking. I know a lot of times shows will do that. Like you'll have a 7 o'clock and then a 9 o'clock or something like that. So I didn't know how that was working.
No, we're not doing. I know we're not doing that. If we get another show, it'll be just because we gotta.
Oh, like another night. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Well, congratulations nonetheless, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it,
Make
man.
sure once you get the video or whatever they send you, make sure you send that to me. I want to see it.
For sure. I got you. I'm not gonna cuss, or I'm gonna try to limit my cussing, because it's just kind of like it's not an audition, but it is. You
want to prove that you can work clean in case somebody wants to book you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's gonna be still a little raunchy, but it's not gonna be anything crazy.
like a clean raunchy.
Yeah.
Nice. I
It's
like that.
going to be PG-13.
PG-13.
Yeah. Instead of
That's what I
pussy,
like.
I'll say coochie.
I like
Okay,
that.
yeah,
I like
cool.
that. Whatever, just as long as you can say it on TV or the radio, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
You know what I forgot to mention? We went to just I went to the Melting Pot Saturday.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know if the one in Rocky River closed down years ago, and we used to go there all the time for like a Valentine's Day thing. And so we were doing this LASIK thing. We're like, we haven't been there. Jess is like, let's go to the Melting Pot. It's out in Lyndhurst. It's only another 20 minutes past where we were. So we went and we made reservations like 12:15. So it was like a lunch one, right? But we did the ultimates, like whatever romantic one. So they had like rose petals on the table when we got there.
Nice.
They had like little flowers in the middle. And of course, they start off with like your first, like they had like these they're called something tomato explosions. They're like little like cherry tomatoes, like scooped out with ranch dressing in it with bacon on top of it.
That's what I made in my toilet this morning after that dip.
So you each get one. So we
That's
had
what I'm
that,
making
then
the
you go
toilet
in-
tonight.
Tomato explosion.
Then you went into your dippers of cheese. So you pick a different cheese you wanted. So you had different things to dip in the cheese. Then the main course. So we did like the ultimate course. You had lobster tail. You had filet. you had shrimp, you had chicken, you had some kind of like pepper steak. So then you choose how you want to cook it. So we cooked in like this boiling pot of like had like burgundy wine, whatever was mixed in it. It was so good. Ate all that, and then you had the dessert. So we had like a chocolate s'more. They came out with a cake that like they lit it on like sparkles everywhere. It was really cool.
I've never been. I've always wanted to go to the melting pot, but I've never been.
Like, I mean, it takes a while. It's like a 2-hour experience because you're cooking your own stuff sometimes. But I highly recommend if you get a chance to, because we left full. Really, like we got everything from start to bottom. Like, you know, we finished everything, so it was great.
I was so pissed when we went shopping. We went out to Avon because that's where my eye doctor's appointment was. We went to the Costco in Avon.
Yeah,
and we load up the cart. No bullshit. We spent like $600 on our groceries, and all we wanted to do after, we were going to get a fucking Costco hot dog and pizza, and we're in line to check out, and the woman goes, "Yeah, the cafe's closed." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, we just had we did renovations, and the health inspector was supposed to come to like okay it to open back up yesterday." And she's like, "They never came." I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me!" All I wanted was a fresh Costco dog with a slice of pizza.
Good.
Oh, it's so good. Like, there's been times for like when I've had big events, like even at work, I did it where I would order pizza in advance from Costco or Sam's Club because they actually make fucking bomb pizza. It's super underrated, like under the radar kind of shit.
It's pretty cheap too.
Yeah, it's like not even $10 for a large pizza, and it's big as fuck. So ordering pizza from Costco or Sam's Club at the time, you could do it without even a membership. I don't know if you still can, but you could order it because you can just walk right into the food part and then leave. They'll let you go in. And I was so fucking devastated. I went on Google Maps and I looked up how far it was from the Avon Costco to the one in Strongsville. I was like, maybe we'll just run there really quick. And I looked and it was like 40 minutes. I'm like, fuck
nope,
that.
Not worth it.
It ain't worth it. I bought a pack of hot dogs and frozen pizza in the back of my car. I'll be fine. But damn, I wanted a fresh fucking Costco dog. They're so good.
Speaking of hot dogs, I want to do a shot of Malort real quick there.
Yeah. It tastes like hot dog water. Oh God.
I'd prefer hot dog water over what Malort's really tastes like.
So real quick, so anybody knows me knows this is kind of a popular drink. The old Malort's. This is kind of the send off for Justin. We won't see him for a while, so it's kind of a nice little.
You might not see me in about a minute after I drink this either. I'm gonna have to go shit it out. By the way, this is what I've been smoking. I told you all White Owl, blue raspberry. I'm gonna do the second one because why not?
You finished the first one?
Oh yeah, I killed that motherfucker. Oh, I can just see it bouncing around in there. While Kyle pours that up, I'm going to do my next tabby. And what did I do? I did comedy. Let's go with my favorite book that I read in 2023. So what I tried to do for the awards is I tried to do things that came out or happened in 2023, but with a book. I don't necessarily, yeah, that's bad. Don't smell it. I don't read typically.
Never smell before your mouth on it, Tim. Come on now.
New releases. So when it comes to books, these books are from, I don't even know when. I honestly never looked it up. I think the book that I did pick for my winner, though, did come out in 2023, but I could be mistaken. Either way, without further ado, the nominees for my favorite book that I read in 2023. First one, the Greg Giraldo biography. I forgot who wrote it, and I didn't write it down, so it's irrelevant. Second, Broken by Don Winslow. Third, The Guest, Emma Klein. Fourth, Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. And 5, Killing the Legends from Bill O'Reilly. And the winner of my favorite book of 2023, Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. That book was fucking great. I loved it.
You had such good reviews for it.
I still think about it all the time. I just finished another book the other day, and all I thought of was not even close to Yellowface. So and it was kind of a similar genre. Like Yellowface was about that Asian woman who her friend dies. She steals her book idea, becomes a New York Times bestseller. Her life changes, and somebody kind of calls her out for stealing the material, and she's wondering how the fuck they figured it out. And the other book that I just finished is called I'm a Fan, and it's about a girl who like hooks up with a celebrity guy, and she just becomes fucking obsessed to the point where she stalks his wife. She knows everything about him. She's constantly trying to meet up with him and like finding herself in places that he's at. And the book just kind of fizzled out after the first half. I really thought the ending was going to like be some climactic event, and it just really didn't do it for me. So that's why you're not going to hear me putting I Am a Fan on any of my top lists. If I'm being honest, I didn't care for it. But
interesting. So I've only read like 2 books this year. A lot of them were audiobooks that I listened to, but physically read, the one I read that was pretty good was Killing the Witches. Or Killing Witches, the
Salem
Witch Trial stuff. it's just really fucking interesting to know where we came from as a society. Of anybody who does something that's evil, there's clearly something wrong with you, right?
Women. It's mostly
possessed.
if a woman back talks a man, she's a witch.
She's possessed.
That's how it
she's
should
possessed.
be.
So it goes through the history.
We need to go back to that.
It goes back to the history of like where it started, how the initial group of people who got accused of it, and then it fast forwards to the Salem witch trials. All the young girls who were accusing everyone, and it was all just a joke to them, right? If we come to find out, but they were just accusing random people or being told who to accuse so they can get rid of people. But
right.
Very interesting read, very deep history dive into that. But that was a good book. Actually, that's one book I physically read. What about you, Tim? Any books?
Yeah, The Way of the Superior Man. That was the book for me. Only book I read this year.
If it worked,
but it was a good book. Just reading, I guess, other people's perspectives, or not that person's perspective of what a superior man is, and how he broke down like some of the terminologies and stuff like that. And it also made me realize that maybe I am a superior man because I move in a lot of the ways that he mentioned. So I take it.
It's awesome. I think you're a superior man.
Appreciate it. Absolutely. I also grew up on Superior, so I guess
no. You literally are a superior man.
Right.
let's get this taste out of the way. So, Justin, love you, brother. Excited for you.
Do you? Because you're making me do this.
But I told Tim that he's going to taste this before, so now I'm not going to see him for a while. Cheers.
Cheers, Tim.
Cheers.
Cheers to fatherhood. Cheers to all you guys. Love you both.
Love you.
Down the hatch.
That aftertaste just gets worse. It doesn't start bad, and then it just progressively gets worse.
It's gonna hang out for a minute, Tim. Just wait. It's like that. It's like that annoying uncle that won't go home.
Oh, this is terrible.
That's one of the worst things I've ever drank.
I don't have anything to wash it down with either.
I just have water, and that's not enough.
All right. So, with that said, I do have best and worst drinks that I've had this year. 2023.
That needs to be one of them.
I just hit that for 2023 and 2024.
I actually have one that tops it. So I go best. My best drinks or shots that I've had this year.
Are they on here?
No, I didn't have a picture for this one. I figured it's pointless to do a picture, but my best, my favorite shot of the year. So I have the nominees are Crown Apple, which I love.
Classic.
Crown Peach, which I also love. And I'm not a big.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking awful, dude. I'm not kidding you.
It's like it hangs like right here in the back of your throat.
Remember when I warned you? I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever drank.
And I'm not a big tequila fan, but Don Julio 1942, which is actually the only tequila I've had that's actually smooth. And last but not least, it's an Apple Crown and Screwball mixture, half and half. And the winner of my favorite drink of 2023 was the Apple Crown Screwball mix. So half Screwball, half Apple. It's a nice little peanut butter. Your face is hilarious.
Because it's disgusting.
It's bad.
This is.
I didn't know Kyle was doing favorite drink. I don't have a favorite shot personally. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a shot.
What's your favorite drink?
But I'll go. My favorite drink that I tried in 2023 for sure. Happy Dad. I fucking love Happy Dad.
Just had that. We were at the bowling alley and they had like 16-ounce cans of it.
So when I was at Beer Fest the other night, I'm all fucked up. I'm drinking all the beers I can. Excuse me. I make my way over to we're at the end. They do last call. And we were like, all right, one more tent. Let's go. We hit up a tent. We're drinking the beer. I happen to look over. There's a guy. There's no tent. There's no nothing. He's just standing at a folding table with 2 coolers full of tall boy Happy Dads. And he's just pouring them up for people. So I ran up there. I'm like, give me a grape, pound it. Give me fruit punch, pounded it. I just kept having him fill up my cup. That's how I ended my night.
Good way to end it.
I love Happy Dad though. If you ever get a chance, try those. They're the seltzers for men.
I could tell his dad is not happy.
So
no, dude, that's why I went right to another cigar.
So the worst drink I had this year, I won't even give nominees for this one, but it's called Falorts, and it's a mixture of Malorts and Fernet. Have you ever had Fernet before?
I don't think
it's not great, but
Leonard Fernet.
Leonard Fernet. We just think of random shit to mix together, but we mix this together, Fernet and Malorts, and it does not taste good. It tastes like what you just tasted going down, and then it's like NyQuil aftertaste afterwards. So I
think I'd rather taste that.
That's terrible. That's bad shit.
Yeah, taking this in, it wasn't that bad, but
no, that's when you first sip it, it kind of tricks you, because when I swallowed it, that's what she said. I go, that's really not that bad. And then a
Would
second
you rather
later,
been pegged?
100%.
I think
100%. No question. I actually thought of Steve yesterday. I don't know if anybody saw it, but I'm a huge Deadpool fan, and they released a trailer for Deadpool Wolverine.
Wait to watch Deadpool.
And I watched the full trailer on Twitter or whatever. And one of the jokes that Ryan Reynolds does, all these like security guys show up and they're all like bust out their fucking batons or whatever to like zap him. And he just goes, "Oh, boys, pegging, huh?" And he goes, "Not a first for me, but a first for Disney." And I just thought of Steve immediately because it's going to be via Disney for the first time ever.
And then he breaks the fourth wall and looks at the camera.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny. I can't. As soon as I saw that, I just thought of Steve because of all the pegging. I love it.
I just hope
pegging jokes. I should preface that.
I hope that Disney doesn't like tame it down. Like, I want it to go full bore like Deadpool. I know it's R-rated, but still.
Considering the first commercial was about peg or like had a pegging joke, I'm like, all right, that's got to be pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to get into the regular show now. Finally, we're going to talk a little sports. We'll talk a little Super Bowl. Before we actually talk about the Super Bowl, favorite commercial. Everybody does it. Everybody's got to do it. What were your favorite commercials, if you remember?
I'll be honest, I was let down by these commercials.
I got 12 tequila shots over there from Tim, so he might not remember these commercials too much.
Trying to think, what was I was kind of let down by some of the commercials.
My number one favorite for sure was the Dung King with Ben Affleck, the Duncan.
Yes,
that one was the best in my opinion. That was fantastic.
That's pretty good.
A close second, at least for me personally, I really enjoyed it, was the Arnold Schwarzenegger, where they're like, "Arnold, it's neighbor," and he's like, "Neighbor." That's what I said, neighbor. I love that. I really enjoyed that.
You know what I liked was the Christopher Walken one.
The Christopher Walken one was really good.
Where they're trying like talking his voice. He's like getting annoyed.
They ruined it at the end.
Wait a minute.
Why put Usher in that?
Oh, yeah.
Usher's just sitting at the restaurant with him and he just goes, "Hey, don't you have somewhere to be?" And then Usher's like, "Yeah." And then gets up and dances up the stairs. Like, you really needed to do that? You needed to have that in there? I don't think that was necessary.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorites.
Do I blame Usher for taking that free paycheck to be in 2 seconds of that commercial? Not at all. I get that fucking money. I respect that. But
trying to think what
didn't care for that commercial. The ending of it.
I will say that because a lot of movie trailers yesterday, right?
Too many.
One I really want to see is the is it Monkey Man? Yeah. It's like a John Wick almost type movie.
Yeah, it's from Jordan Peele though, and I'm kind of let down by his movies if I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I didn't like Get Out. I take that back. They're fine movies. It's the hype that comes with them. Like Get Out was okay. I thought Us was okay.
I didn't even watch Us.
I thought Nope was probably his best one. I think Nope was his best movie. His remake of Candyman was garbage. And this one's another Jordan Peele movie.
And I'm like, horror movie though.
That's why I'm thinking this. I'm going to give this one a chance, but I'm let down by Jordan Peele's movies overall.
And then the other one I'm excited to see is Wicked, the trailer for Wicked.
That one, everyone immediately, all the racists on Facebook were like, "Nope, I'm not watching that," because they have a black lady playing the Wicked Witch of the West or whatever.
She's actually green.
Who cares? Okay. Right? Yeah. Who gives a shit? But it's because underneath the green, it's a black woman. There's people that are like, Shogun looks fucking fantastic. That's
not a movie. That's a FX show.
That's a Hulu show. Yeah. Or FX.
That did look good.
It
Yeah,
looks good as fuck. That's like Game of Thrones and samurais and shit. That looks cool.
Yeah, it did look pretty good.
But so as soon as Wicked came on, everyone that was watching the show, they're like, "Oh, they remade Wizard of Oz." I'm like, "Oh my god, no, they didn't. It's Wicked. It's Wicked."
Well, speaking of Shogun and TV shows, let's do it. Favorite TV show of 2023. We're knocking these categories out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, my nominees for favorite TV show of 2023 are Florida Man, which was a Netflix show that I really liked. If you get a chance, check it out. The Last of Us, obviously HBO, based on the video game. Shrinking, Jason Segel, where he plays a psychiatrist on Apple TV. Jury Duty, which was the hidden camera surprise reality show on Freevee. I think it's a free show to watch. Jury Duty was fantastic. Definitely check it out. And then Bookie. I think I talked about this one a few months ago. It was the newer show that came out with Sebastian Maniscalco, the comedian. He plays a bookie. In this day and age where everyone's online gambling, he's still running an old school bookie where people are calling him all day. He's going to collect the money. Pretty funny. It was actually a really good show on HBO Max, like 8 episodes. So check that out. But the winner for my favorite TV show that I watched in 2023, Shrinking. Jason Segel was phenomenal. I loved that show. I literally cannot wait for season 2. I might have forgot to send a picture for that one.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
I probably forgot it. It's okay.
I can just whip out my penis.
Look up the show Shrinking. Yeah, you can literally watch Shrinking happen.
That's what Malortz does. It just
I forgot Shrinking.
Go the other direction.
So check that show out, though. It's on Apple TV. Great show. Jason Segel, Harrison Ford. The chick that played Kate from Drew Carey. I forgot her name in real life. Just a really good cast. Really fun show. So check out Shrinking. That was my favorite show.
My favorite show, all those you listed were great. My favorite show, only because I think season 2 saved it, in my opinion. The Bear. I love season 2. Season 2 is great. Agreed is- agreed
Ain't that
to
the show
disagree.
that both y'all talked about and y'all both just said it was okay, or you said it was okay, you said it was bad?
I'm not a fan. I
He's not a
don't
big
mind
fan.
it. I just
I
think
it's a good show.
I think it's super overrated. That's my thing. It's a decent show. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just I watched the show Shameless. I don't know if you guys all did.
Yes.
So I loved the show Shameless. He's just playing the same character from Shameless, but now he works in a restaurant instead of being like a piece of shit.
He's also
the other show.
he's also a CK model now. You watch that commercial he's in?
No,
You didn't watch it?
no.
So I haven't
Was
seen
it last night?
No. I haven't
Oh.
seen it on like TV yet, but on TikTok, all these women are watching him in this commercial where he just basically strips down to nothing, and like he's like doing like work, like pull ups and everything, like in the sun. It's like
He's in good shape.
and he's fucking ripped, and it's because of that movie you played in, the Iron Claw, I think.
Which I'll be watching that tomorrow
Yeah.
because that's coming to streaming tomorrow. I can't
Is it?
fucking wait.
Is it?
The Iron
Nice.
Claw.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm very excited to watch it. Yeah, no, he's a good actor. Again, it's just his character to me is the same as it was in Shameless. So watching it, this show takes place in Chicago. He's like kind of a broke dude trying to make it. That's exactly what he was in Shameless. So for me, it's just kind of like it's a rollover of the same show. He's being the same person. And I don't know. It's just like I want to see acting. To me, he's the exact same character. And yeah, I just think The Bear was super overrated. Everybody's like, oh, it's the greatest show I've seen ever, and this and that. And it's like, it was good.
It did win a lot of awards though.
That doesn't make it good. A lot of shit wins awards that I think suck. So, that's just my prerogative. But yeah, no, The Bear was fine. I thought season 2, I think, was a little bit better, but I don't know. Didn't love it.
I didn't watch anything this year. So.
That's fair. I respect it. That's Tim's award. Tim's award for best TV show goes to nothing. None of you earned his award.
Fuck your shows. No,
Sports talk now? Should we get into some
Let's do it.
sports?
Super Bowl 58 happened last night. Went to overtime. Only the second overtime game in NFL history.
Previous one was the Patriots and the Falcons.
Yep.
That ended not so
Another
nice.
Kyle Shanahan game. He was
Yeah.
the offensive coordinator for the Falcons, pissed away the 28-3 lead. That number is still haunting. Sorry, Dub, if you're watching, 28-3 still.
That tweet,
haunts.
that tweet will ever live in infamy. The one where Atlanta Falcons 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, that was
oof.
the nail in the coffin for them. But the game last night was pretty good. Started off a little slow, as we talked about before the show started. We were recapping the Super Bowl between us, and defensive showdown. Nobody could do anything on offense. Fumbles galore. The Chiefs were in the red zone. They fumbled. McCaffrey fumbles on the very first drive for the Niners. It looked like nerves kind of happened for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then the Niners go up 10-0, and I'm kind of getting nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, oh shit, I think the Chiefs are going to lose this one. Like they have no match for the Niners right now. The Niners defense was playing fast. They were playing physical. I really didn't think they stood a chance. And then Patrick Mahomes woke up. He got himself those 3 points right before halftime, and it was over for the Niners after that. Patrick Mahomes did not fuck around. He was on fire in the second half. Travis Kelce went into halftime with 1 catch, 1 yard, ended the game, leading the game in receiving yards. That's what that guy does. He's a stud. It was a really, really good. Yeah, can't win with a Baker Mayfield. I agree. You got Brock Purdy. What happened when they went to Super Bowl, or when they went to overtime?
Mm-hmm.
He drove them down and they got stopped, and they had to kick a field goal with the game on the line when the Niners were driving at the end. Big third down play. Brock Purdy did not see the blitz coming. And incompletion. They had to punt.
They had wide open to get to him in that play. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that was a beautiful.
is that Purdy's fault?
It's just more so like
I don't think it's Purdy's fault, but I mean,
I don't like Tony Romo, but Tony Romo did bring up a few times where there were some plays where he's like, a veteran quarterback would see this guy and realize he's going to blitz, and you call an audible and you run a screen play because that would beat that blitzer, or you would change the play to something else. Purdy just didn't see that because he's, like Steve said, Baker Mayfield-ish kind of quarterback.
there was a couple plays where Purdy had some good calls where he got some of the defensive for Kansas City to show kind of their hand a little bit, and he did make the right calls after that. But still, it was just too much for him. I think the light was too big. What's your thoughts on the Kelce bumping the Reed thing?
For what it was him being pissed off that they took him out of the game in the red zone for that play package, and Isaiah Pacheco ran the ball and fumbled it. So Kelce was pissed, and he's like, don't take me out of the fucking game. Like, it's a Super Bowl. I want to be out there. I want to help us win. So that was just emotions getting the best of him. I don't think he meant anything by bumping into Reed. It wasn't like he wasn't trying to hurt him.
I don't think he did it on purpose because Reed looked like he was like surprised by him being there. But I just a lot of people made a big deal about it on Twitter and stuff like, oh my god, he's such an asshole. Like
it's
that's
emotions,
man. That's
just
that's
emotions. Can I see the lighter? I went out again.
Yeah, for sure. That's just huge emotions. You're playing for a chance to be the best in the world at football.
Literally trying to become a dynasty.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you're passionate. I mean, he was probably a little pissed off for his poor performance in the first half, right?
That too.
But yeah, he came out, like you said, he had 92 yards in the second half, and
yeah, he had 1 in the first half.
93 yards total.
Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, geez, I mean, they played so well. I mean, the fact that like in the second half that San Francisco didn't make the not correct adjustments, but they didn't keep the plan going what they did in the first half to Mahomes.
No,
you know, they changed up their way they played defense against them.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing too is, credit to the Chiefs. The Chiefs figured out what they're doing on defense and said, okay, we're going to adjust. Yeah. We're going to make changes to where what they're doing isn't going to be as effective against us, and it worked perfectly. I mean, that's why Andy Reid's a Hall of Fame head coach. That's why Patrick Mahomes, is turning into the GOAT. This is a dynasty. They're a great team.
Hats off to the defense for Kansas City because they really shut them down in the second half. I mean,
probably the best defense Mahomes has had.
You had to contain McCaffrey, which I don't know.
Easier said than done.
I don't know what the fuck that play was when they threw it out to Jennings and Jennings threw it across the field. I thought that was gonna get picked off.
That ball looked like a punt.
I don't know how he got that ball to him.
How did the Chiefs not see that and like run into to like at least break the pass up? They literally like watched the ball going, and the one dude like went behind McCaffrey almost because I don't think he knew McCaffrey was there.
Yeah,
so he thought like Jennings is throwing the ball away or something. He didn't know, so he literally started running on the outside and then just got blocked. And McCaffrey ran in for a touchdown like it was nothing. So
crazy play,
beautifully designed play. That's what Shanahan's known for. But lightning can only strike in the same place once. So they had that nice trick play, and the offense kind of fizzled out after that. I mean, don't get me wrong, they scored a couple more times, but luck of the bounce. A couple fumbles, special teams gaffes from the Niners. And the Chiefs are your Super Bowl champions. Really cool. I like the overtime rule. I really do.
I do too. I think it's great. I had to like look at it up again to understand it, but I think it's great to give both teams an opportunity to do something with the ball.
Yeah, I love that.
That rule been in play for, I want to say, 2 or 3 years.
It's been a few years. There's been 0 playoff games overtime playoff games since.
This is the first time that they've actually had to utilize that rule, which is great, So
it was really cool to see it. Now I assume everybody in the NFL is now going to understand how the playoffs overtime works because a lot of guys yesterday did not. They even said Mecole Hardman, when he caught the touchdown, literally was just holding the ball and was like, okay, like let's kick the extra point. Mahomes ran up to him and was hugging him and grabbing him, and he's like, we just fucking won. And Hardman's like, what? He didn't know he
blacked out. He said for a second, he's like, I caught the ball and blacked out.
But in his defense, he started the year off on the Jets, so they didn't need to go over playoff overtime rules because they weren't going to the playoffs anymore. So the Chiefs did in the preseason, but Mecole Hardman wasn't on the team then because he got released in the midseason or traded, whatever. But he ended up back in the Chiefs.
I think Mahomes got the ball with 9 minutes to go in
overtime.
Yeah, like
the Niners took up about half the quarter.
Oh, was it? So
there was about 7 minutes left, give or take,
and they drove down the field just perfect down to 10 seconds.
Like 1 second left on the clock.
Yeah,
because I was watching the clock tick and I forgot that it's like it'll just go to another quarter.
Yeah,
because I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, wait, there's no 2-minute warning. And then I'm like, all right, the clock's ticking. I'm like, what are the Chiefs not calling their timeouts for? And then finally Romo or Nance, one of the two, goes, if you're wondering why they're not using timeouts, because if it goes to 0, it just starts another quarter. The game doesn't end. And I was like, no shit.
Yeah,
okay.
Because their possession and then they scored 2 seconds later until it's over, right? Yeah. So that makes sense.
So they would have continued to keep going. And then same thing. If they scored, that obviously the touchdown ended. If they would have kicked a field goal, another quarter just keeps going. Yeah. Really good game, really fun, entertaining, back and forth. You like a good game like that. I don't like blowouts. I don't like boring, non-scoring games. So it was everything I wanted.
I'm glad Taylor Swift won her first Super Bowl, her first year in. So
hey, good for her. Good for her. I also won the Talking About Balls CBS Pick'ems. I was down by 1 last week. I must have been the only person to pick the Chiefs because I tied it. It was 8 across for the first place teams, and I got put into first place because they do a tiebreaker for points. That game ended at 47 points. I picked 48 for my total score, so I was the closest to the total score, and I took the lead or tied the lead. So I won the.
Who did it come down to?
So it was me, star of the show Adam, and friend of show also Pat Franklin.
Nice.
So. Great company to be in, but unfortunately, fellas, I took the top spot. And the rule was if you win, you get a guest spot on the show. I won. Obviously, I already got a spot on the show. So
Pat would be fun on the show, though.
I said pick your next favorite.
Yeah, no, I would like either one, honestly. Pat and Adam are both welcome on the show whenever they'd like.
I think Adam just jumps on every show possible. So, I mean,
he's a star of a show.
He's welcome anywhere. Yeah, you're right.
I keep talking too much and I keep letting this go out.
Stop talking so much.
I'm kind of doing a show.
While you're lighting your cigar, I'll do another one of my awards for the year. So I don't know if I sent you this picture. Favorite movie? Did I send you that?
What?
I don't think I did. Let me see my email real quick here. I don't think I did. No, I did not. So it's okay. Sorry.
Well, do you want to send that to him and I'll read off my categories because I have my
ahead.
movies all set. So we have the same category. This one we're going to do actual nominees for this one for both of us. So I have for my favorite movie of 2023, I have Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Dream Scenario, The Flash, Evil Dead Rise, and Blackberry. And the winner for my favorite movie of 2023, and this was not easy, I'm not going to lie to you, I really enjoyed all of these movies, truthfully, a lot. I went with Dream Scenario, Nicolas Cage. I watched that one at the end of December, and Tara may disagree with me. She's not the biggest fan of that movie. I love Nick Cage. The concept of this movie was so fucking cool that people just start dreaming of this guy, and he becomes viral because people are just dreaming of him. Becomes this overnight celebrity. Everyone in the world knows him. And then they start having bad dreams about him, and he basically gets canceled, and it ruins his life. And he literally does nothing. He is just sitting at home doing absolutely nothing, and people are dreaming about him. And his life goes amazing, and then his life goes to shit. Really great job. Nicolas Cage is such a good actor. I love this movie. Really, really enjoy this one. So that was my favorite movie.
That's on my list to watch. You get it?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll go through my nominees real quick while you're fidagling with that. So my favorite movie, my nominees for favorite movie were, let me get to my notes here. Wonka, which the new Wonka that came out. We'll watch that.
Really? Timothy Chalamet?
Oh, it's pretty good.
No, I did not watch it.
It's pretty good.
And it doesn't seem like a lot of people did.
I don't know. I liked it. It's a good movie. I liked it, all the Wonkas so far. But The Family Plan, which was on Netflix. I don't know if you watched that yet with Mark Wahlberg, where he's like another
Which one?
guy. The Family Plan.
Yeah, actually, we just watched that a few weeks ago.
That was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I like that one.
And Oppenheimer, my top 3 nominees for favorite movie of the year. And drum roll, which is pretty, I think everyone got this already. Oppenheimer for sure was my favorite movie of the year.
Good one.
Great movie. Obviously, there's a lot. It's based on what took place back in the day with the creation of the atomic bomb. His whole story, Oppenheimer's story, is crazy. Just to think about, he built it and then became basically shamed by everyone, like for, pushed out of the entire thing, even though it was his idea and his plan and his mastermind. But give it a chance. It's pretty good. I'm glad that Robert Downing won an award for it.
He was phenomenal
for his acting, and that was great. Nice to see him outside of the whole superhero typecast.
Tony Stark is dead.
Yeah, Tony Stark is dead.
Spoiler alert.
But a good movie. You haven't watched it yet, do watch it. It's a long movie, but it's a good movie.
No, I really enjoyed Oppenheimer. It didn't make my final list just because it's more like I watched it. I really enjoyed it. It was very historic. It was entertaining, but not one that I'd probably go back and watch multiple times. Whereas like, that's kind of how I pick my favorite movies. Like Dream Scenario, I would go back and watch tomorrow. Like Oppenheimer is such a fucking long movie that it's like, all right, I watched it once. Maybe I'll watch it again in like 5 years, but I'm good for a while. Yeah. It's a little too long.
Favorite movie this year that I watched was Equalizer 3.
Another good one.
I didn't watch a whole lot of movies, but I did get the chance to watch that. I really enjoyed how they developed his character in this one. Not saying that it didn't have development in the other ones, but I felt like this one was just like more. It showed more of his vulnerability, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Like it shows that he's getting a little older. He's trying to just kind of settle down. He's in a nice town in Italy and meeting some nice people, nice little village. I liked it a lot. I was a big fan. I think I liked it better than Equalizer 2.
It was a good movie. I think Equalizer, the first one, was my favorite movie.
The first one was amazing.
Yeah.
The second one I thought was okay. But the third one, I think it felt like it felt more real.
Yeah. Like he didn't seem like he was invincible.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely great. I think the first one, the third one, then the second.
That scene in the middle of like the town where he's just out there, like, all right, you want to kill me? Go ahead, take care of it. No, I thought that was pretty badass. Again, it shows that like he was just willing to die for all those people that he just met. Like he's just a good dude. And then he kicks ass.
When he kicks ass,
kicking ass. Well, great movie. That one almost made my top 5. Also, honest to God. Rebel. Clear that throat. Yeah, the Super Bowl was good. Commercials were all right.
Halftime show, fan, yeah, it's good.
Good, not great.
I'm trying to think what happened. Do you do any prop bets yesterday?
I didn't do any prop bets. I did a normal parlay. I hit it. I did McCaffrey over 75 yards, Mahomes over 225. Noah Gray with 1 reception and Travis Kelce with over 5 receptions.
Nice.
Nailed that. I think it was like plus 200 or something like that.
Did
So
you
I hit
do
that
the
back.
did you do the Nick Bosa sack for the FanDuel change it to from minus 110 to plus 150?
To get a sack?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was on FanDuel
He
yesterday.
didn't get a sack, so I'm glad I didn't
Yeah.
do it.
So that's what I'm saying. It's one of those like FanDuel does that. They pick the random thing. We're like, that's a no-brainer right there.
Well, I thought about that, but I was like,
Can you bet that he won't get it?
No, it's
no, they
Just
let
as
you.
good
It
as
wouldn't
that.
have those good odds, but
Yeah.
yeah, they do on defensive players. They let you pick will have a sack, won't have a sack. And like the odds are obviously different for
Yeah.
whichever one, which is surprising because you would almost think that like a guy like Myles Garrett, for instance, you'd almost think that like you wouldn't make a lot of money for him to get a sack, but for a player to get a sack is usually plus.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest fucking thing.
it's crazy. But yeah, no, he almost had 1 sack, and then I think he grabbed Mahomes.
Yeah.
And
Mahomes-
then he get moved up, and then he got sacked by someone else.
yeah,
So
he got
sacked by
away
someone
because I
else.
thought the same thing. I looked at the box score and I'm like, I wonder if anybody hit that sack, Nick Bosa getting a sack thing. And
Yeah.
I looked and he had 0 in the box score. So Chase Young, though, another Ohio State alumni, did get one.
Yeah. Trying to think what else took place. Oh, were you excited with the amount of times that Taylor Swift was shown yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care.
That
It's
box
the
was,
weirdest thing.
Jam packed with celebrities.
Like I went to lunch with my father-in-law, and my father-in-law is a big Trump guy, big conservative. And he was complaining about Taylor Swift, and I'm like, it's really like they show her for like 30 seconds a game, and at the same time, she's dating one of the players. She's not there to like be a celebrity and like look at me. It's literally that's my boyfriend down there. I'm just here to celebrate and like to I don't want to say honor, but like support. She's there to support her boyfriend.
Yeah.
She's not asking to be shown on TV. She sits in a box, so she's away from everybody. She's just trying to watch and have a good time. And they keep showing her and
They
putting
choose.
a camera on
Yeah,
her.
they choose
So
to show her.
how are you mad at her?
She
Like,
didn't come down on the Super Bowl. I mean, the halftime show.
and
Like,
if she showed up and wore like a fucking veil and you couldn't see her face, everybody would be like, "Oh, Taylor Swift's too good to be seen." And like, she can't win. There's
Yeah.
no
No.
winning in that situation. So
nothing-
she's just there to have fun. She's chugging beers with people.
Yeah, I saw
She's
that.
got the
I
box
saw that
full of
chugging the thing,
celebrities.
the drink,
Yeah, she was having a good
for
time.
her.
She was literally just a fan.
But it was funny every time that Travis in the second half would make a play, it's like they would cut to her. So like we were watching the game, and then when they cut to her, we all cheered for it because Jess is a big fan of Taylor Swift. But
And they did some other bullshit. Like it's not even their fault or her fault, but they would cut to her with the Chiefs were driving. They would just show her celebrating. And then Tony Romo would be like, and yeah, we need Travis Kelce to step up here. You know what I mean? Like they pushed it a little too hard, but again, not her fault.
no, it's funny because
I'm not blaming T Swizzle for that at all.
we were watching I was watching some of the videos from after the Super Bowl party. She was drunk. There's
Oh,
like,
she was wasted for
there
sure.
was like one where Travis is like holding her like so she like looked like she was okay, but you could tell she's gone.
You know what makes me love
I'm in the
like
torch.
Travis Kelce is probably my favorite NFL player at the moment because last year he won the Super Bowl and he decided to sing Beastie Boys. You got to fight for your right to party. Beastie Boys are one of my favorite groups of all time. I listen to them, that album especially, Licensed
I
to
know
Ill,
what he did yesterday.
religiously.
Yeah.
And then yesterday after the game, he does the worst rendition of Viva Las Vegas from Elvis that you'll ever hear. Elvis, another one of my favorite
He was
artists.
kind of on tune for a minute there.
Not even close. It was one of the worst things you'll ever hear.
And then he does. You got to fight for your right to party again.
He's done Beastie Boys. He does Elvis. He's from Cleveland. He's a champion. He's dating Taylor Swift. Travis Kelce's my dude. I love that guy. I feel like he and I would be really good friends. Like I need to meet Travis Kelce. Like I don't want any of his money. I don't want anything for free from him. I just think he and I would get along.
I told Jess it was kind of weird to me though watching last night because like wherever they were at for their after party, it looked like they went to a couple different places.
Yeah.
But wherever they went, whatever DJ was there would always put like a Taylor Swift song on or like a remix.
And again,
mix. I'm like, it's just weird as like your current boyfriend, you're singing and dancing with your girlfriend, her song, which is about another ex.
Yeah. But hey, Travis Kelce knows that if he does this thing right, good for him. If he does it wrong, he's gonna have an album about him. So it's kind of cool.
Right.
Double-edged sword. But no, I mean, again, it's not anyone's fault. She's the most iconic celebrity on the
She's
planet
very
right now.
Very
So
polarizing. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. Where were we? Let's do something. We are talking about sports. So let's get into the NFL awards. The NFL awards happened last week, and the Cleveland Browns cleaned up. So they started off with the pre-show awards, and the pre-show awards had Assistant Coach of the Year. Who won? None other than Jim Schwartz,
Yeah.
the Browns defensive coordinator. He takes home a trophy.
That was one.
So we
award.
started, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, I have a really good feeling Stefanski's going to win Coach of the Year. I'm not going to lie. Leading up to the night, I thought, I could see them not giving this to Miles. I could see it. He tore his shoulder. or separated his shoulder against the Rams. And after that, he was kind of
Not himself.
He didn't get another sack until the Jets game, the final game that he played in the year. He was still disruptive. He was still getting double teamed, but he was not the impact player that he was leading up to that Rams game. So I was like, I could absolutely see them not giving him this award.
Yeah.
It's all about voting. You don't know the votes until the awards come out. And then TJ Crybaby Watt. There he is. Adam, what's up, dude?
What's up, Adam?
TJ Crybaby Watt. I like to call him on social media because it's funnier to me. I call him Twat. I literally just spell
Twat is
TW.
hilarious.
I saw you going back and forth with Bo and just calling him twat. I'm like,
I just keep
great.
calling him
That's
Twat.
great.
Yeah. So Twat decides to go on Twitter at about, I don't know, the award show starts at 9:00 or some shit. He goes on at like 7:30 and just puts not something I'm not used to or something like that. And I immediately went right there. I'm like, okay, he didn't win. He's not on there crying because he won. So he's definitely pissed off about something. So that got me really excited. And I actually watched the awards ceremony. I've never watched the NFL awards before, but because of TJ Watt and Myles Garrett, I was like, I have to watch. So Stefanski wins Coach of the Year.
Steven Stefanski.
Yeah, sorry, Steven Stefanski wins Coach of the Year. His cousin.
That's even funnier that he actually has a cousin.
Yeah, the guy fucked up. I don't know if you saw it, Tim. So the dude that's presenting the award goes, all right, and the winner for Coach of the Year is Steven Stefanski. And then he comes up there and or he wasn't there. So they were like, we're accepting the award on his behalf. And the next day he did like a bunch of interviews and he's like, yeah, I actually called my cousin. I have a cousin, Steven, that I called right away. And I said, hey, congratulations on your award.
And during the, he was talking to Ken Carmen the next day. And he's like, yeah, he answered the phone. He's like, it was such hard work pays off. He goes, I've been working hard for this award. So that's kind of
Couldn't have gone to a better man. Yeah. So Kevin Stefanski wins Coach of the Year.
Close vote though. You saw the vote total?
Yeah, he only won because he had more second place votes.
Yeah,
it's weird, but hey, fuck it, he wins. And then comeback player of the year. Everybody and their brother would have thought DeMar Hamlin a lot.
For sure, come back from the dead.
Joe Flacco won, and I joked and I said, Joe Flacco died on the Jets. So he came back from the dead as well to come back and play for the Browns. So his career literally died when he was with the Jets. They released him. No other team wanted him. He literally came back from the dead to win and go to the playoffs for Cleveland. So he deserves it. And again, DeMar Hamlin barely played. What he did off the field, or what happened to him on the field, is horrible. Off the field, I hope he can fucking, be in a public speaker, do, national tours, speaking tours, things like that. Great motivational kind of thing.
What would he speak about, you think? Dying?
Resilience, coming back.
I don't think he had a choice in that.
He'll sing Chumbawamba. He got knocked down. He got up again.
I don't think he had anything to do with coming back. That was not him.
Yeah. What, you think it's a fake guy still?
No, I'm saying it wasn't his
conspiracy.
doing. No, it wasn't his doing. It was the people who worked on him doing.
Right. I mean, what happened to him was horrible.
Yeah,
it changed football. But again, he came back. Like, guys have gotten horrible injuries that, I'm not comparing it to dying because I know his heart stopped. That's way different. But guys have gotten horrific injuries where you think, like, this dude's never going to play again, and they make a comeback and play.
I can't wait for Nick Chubb to win it next year.
I hope.
Comeback player of the year. Nick Chubb, back-to-back. Browns winners right there.
So it goes to Joe Flacco. He gets comeback player of the year. And then defensive player of the year is announced.
Bump. What was it? Did you get the tallies on that? Did you see the voting tallies?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I did not look at those because all I know is that Myles Garrett fucking won, and that's all I care about.
I just get there.
That is all I care about. And Steeler fans are fucking pissed. And I tried to explain to a few Steeler fans that, yes, the numbers weren't there. And then I looked at them and I said, you realize Lamar Jackson did not lead the league in touchdowns. He didn't lead the league in completion percentage. He didn't even lead the league in passing yards. Yet he won MVP because he was the best player on the best team in football. Myles Garrett did not lead the league in all those categories, but he was the best player on the best defense. So he won Defensive Player of the Year. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. He also, and I tried to explain this to Steeler fans, had 120 plus less snaps than TJ Watt. That takes a huge toll on the numbers. If you would give Myles Garrett 120 more snaps, or if you took away 120 snaps from TJ Watt, the numbers would be so different.
Shit, TJ Watt finished second?
Did he?
Yeah.
That's fine.
So it was Garrett edged out TJ Watt 165 to 140 in the voting. Garrett earned 23 first place votes and Watt earned 11. Micah Parsons was third with 7 first place votes, followed by Max Crosby and then Darren Bland.
Okay. That's fair. TJ Watt, again, Steeler fans just get so pissed because they make it sound like because he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year, they act like he sucks. Nobody's saying that. He had a very good year. He was a disruptive force. He is a great player.
Sure.
The Steelers stunk. He also doesn't get double team as much as Myles Garrett.
No.
Again, that's another thing I tried to explain to Steeler fans. TJ Watt had over 100 more snaps than Myles Garrett.
So 100 more opportunities to do stuff.
And also gets double teamed half as much as Myles Garrett. So the numbers, when you look at it that way, analytically speaking, Myles Garrett is more impactful. He's more efficient as a player. It's just common sense, but you can't explain that to Steeler fans. They still try to argue and fight. And eventually I just tell them, your stats are wrong, because they love using a meme where the stats are super incorrect. It says like TJ Watt has like 50 pressures, Myles has 36.
I saw you call him out on the picture he used from like 2 years ago.
Yeah. And then everybody and their brother started using a picture of TJ Watt getting double teamed against the Titans. And it's Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. Ryan Tannehill did not play for the Titans when the Steelers faced them this year at all. It was Will Levis. That the last time the Steelers and Titans played was 2021. Guess who won Defensive Player of the Year that year? TJ Watt. So sure, that picture of him getting double teamed, yes, it won your argument for Defensive Player of the Year because he did get it that year. This year, didn't happen, you fucking idiots. Know your team. Know what you're talking about if you're going to try to defend a player like TJ Watt. I shouldn't know more about the Steelers and their players than Steeler fans. That's all I can say about that.
Because you have to look up so many Steelers stats just to make sure.
Oh, I do. Because again, when I argue, I come with a loaded gun. I don't walk into an argument not knowing what I'm talking about. I do all of my research before I make a post, and I bring it. So Myles Garrett wins Defensive Player of the Year because he was the best defensive player in the NFL. Congratulations to him.
Way to go, Myles Garrett.
And Steeler fans, if you guys go to your local rally house, you can pick up a terrible towel to wipe your tears with, because you guys are some crying ass bitches since that award came out. Like, it is nonstop tears from them, just bitching and moaning and pissing and crying.
Fans were okay with it. They were like, okay, it is what it is. I'm not going to argue. It's congratulations. Move on to next year. Some people were.
What's really funny to me is there were a lot of people that I saw that started off before the awards came out. They were like, hey, Myles and TJ are both great players. I don't even care who wins. It could go to either one. They're both great.
That's where they thought they were going to win.
And then TJ Watt lost. And then they went on and they went, this is ridiculous. This is bullshit. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you were indifferent. Like you said it could go to either one.
Do you think they reached out to TJ like ahead of time and told him that, no, you didn't win?
I think his agent, somebody probably caught wind because they had the votes in for like long before. Yeah. So I'm sure somebody leaked it and the word got around.
So he went out right before the show started and bitched.
And bitched and moaned and tweeted to ruin the night, which again, any other player would just be like, hey, congratulations, to everybody that got nominated tonight. Or not say anything. Wait till it's over and just be like, congrats to Myles, hell of a player.
I think it's just funny. I think it's just the extra layer of like the rivalry, right? Between the Browns and the Steelers.
It's just pettiness and just TJ Watt's a little bitch. So
did you see Njoku and Parsons on the Madden
Cleveland
thing?
is Cleveland.
Cleveland is Cleveland, and Njoku got like this.
And Njoku's like, you say that, but you're in Dallas. You guys are supposed to win every year, and you're sitting right here with me. He's like, you got eliminated in the first round. He's like, so is Dallas? Dallas is Dallas? And Micah's like, you got a point. All right. Shut him right up. And then after the fact, too, Micah Parsons went on and said the same thing. That what's funny is Steeler fans don't want to admit it. Myles Garrett in every major, like that award right there is like the official NFL award. In all the other ones, they had all the NFL players vote on the Defensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett won in a landslide. They had the All-Pro. The NFL players picked that. Myles Garrett got picked to be an All-Pro, not TJ Watt. They picked him for all the other like smaller categories that voted or companies, whatever you want to call it, like the Pepsi Defensive Player of the Year, whatever.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett won everything. Everybody and their brother picked Myles Garrett as the best defensive player this year. And then when he wins the award, Steeler fans are like, didn't deserve it. This is bullshit. What's up? What do you say? But what? Ball size comparison?
Oh, someone jumping on a...
Myles Garrett's balls are gigantic compared to TJ Watt, if that's what you're asking. Yeah,
absolutely.
TJ Watt probably has a micro penis. He's a crybaby. He went on Twitter to bitch and moan because he lost an award that he didn't earn. And he plays on a defense with better talent, Cam Hayward and Highsmith on the end. Teams don't even worry about TJ Watt. That's why he gets double teamed half as much. It's just pretty simple. And then, they released Mitch Trubisky today. They're looking to sign
mutual release.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Dave went down to the Cavs game, met Mark Price.
No shit. Shout out to Dave. Yeah, releasing Trubisky and looking to sign Tannehill is a sign of great times. I agree, Steve. They are in quarterback purgatory, and I love it. Couldn't happen to a nicer team.
I'm wondering... I don't know. They have to make a trade for someone, I would assume, in the offseason. They have to go after a quarterback.
Who, the Steelers?
Yeah, they're not going to be able to draft one. So,
I mean, they could. They'll have a pick in the 20s. I expect a guy like Michael Penix Jr. to be there. You're going to have your pick of some quarterbacks, but nobody great. I mean, Michael Penix is okay. If you think he's a game-changing quarterback, I don't. In the NFL, what I saw him do against Michigan made me realize that against NFL caliber defenses, he really struggled. Not saying he can't turn it around in the NFL, but I think it definitely hurt his draft stock a little bit. Can I get the lighter, please?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I went out again.
All
I
that
talked
talking.
all the all the twat talk.
All the twat talk. While you light it, I'll do another category of mine real quick. So I got favorite documentary of the year. I love watching documentaries. Netflix was loaded with them this year. They actually had a lot of good ones. My top 4 for the award is Full Swing. It's the golf documentary where they follow all the people around for the year. Arnold, the documentary about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sly, the one about Sylvester Stallone.
I got to watch that still.
And Get Gotti, the one about John Gotti, the mob boss. And my winner for the year is Get Gotti. Great documentary. The other 3 were great too. So, I mean, if you want to watch it, Sly and Arnold are really good. But I love the mob. I love mob shows. I love the mob history stuff. And this is really good. And I didn't know much about John Gotti, right? You go back and you watch, like, this is, I mean, to me, it wasn't recent, but it's the most recent.
Yeah, it was like early 90s.
Any mob people going out there. So yeah, if you get a chance to watch it. It's a great show. It's crazy to think some of the places that were talked about in New York are still there, whatever.
Yeah.
And I believe mob activity still happens today, just as much as it probably did back then. Just a little more quiet though, I'm sure.
I really enjoyed Get Gotti as well. The only thing for me though is I'm obsessed with the mob and narco stuff and drug trafficking, all that stuff. I love it. So for me, Get Gotti was good, but I also knew all of it. Like I've read books about John Gotti. I've seen movies. I know all about Sammy the Bull Gravano.
Did you watch the one with John Travolta where he played Gotti?
Yeah, wasn't good.
Wasn't good.
No,
I haven't watched it.
It's bad. It's a bad movie. But I mean, it's worth a watch. It's only like an hour and a half. Give it a shot, but it's not a good movie. But no, I knew everything about John Gotti. Again, I follow Sammy the Bull on Instagram. He's still alive. He did a podcast.
He has a YouTube channel, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does a podcast, all that stuff. So he's entertaining as fuck. He's not afraid to speak the truth, at least his truth, I should say. But yeah, no, the Get Gotti thing was really good. But again, it was nothing I didn't know. With that being said, I picked a favorite documentary and I had a tie.
Okay.
I couldn't pick between the 2. I didn't send in pictures for this one, Tim. So this is just me going off the cuff here. I liked BS High, Bishop Sycamore.
Oh yeah, that was good.
The HBO Max documentary about that high school. That school that all of a sudden showed up out of nowhere and just all of a sudden they got embarrassed on ESPN.
Yeah.
And stories started coming out of how it was this bullshit thing and it was a scam. That documentary opened up my eyes to more than I understood about what happened. It was really, really good. And my second one was Muscles and Mayhem.
Oh,
the American Gladiators.
Yeah,
I really liked that one too. So those are
another good one.
Those are my top 2 documentaries.
That BS one, what's so mind blowing to me is that when they're interviewing that guy, like in his mind, he's like, I didn't do a goddamn thing wrong.
No, he still thinks that he's basically innocent. Like,
yeah, like I did what I had to do.
He was trying to help out these kids and he was trying to be a nice guy. And these kids are all coming out and they're like, dude, you ruined my fucking life. And he's like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
like he's so a piece of shit. So documentaries like that where the people don't change, those are the best ones. So those were my picks for documentary of the year. Yeah, the NFL awards, though, were fucking great. I loved seeing that. I loved seeing Steeler fans again. Just every time I go online, they're just still crying about it. It's been a week almost, and not quite. It's been a few days, but they are still crying about it, and I love it.
Kind of sad that football season's over now.
I am sad as fuck. Tara, yesterday when the game ended, she was so happy. She literally looked at me. She goes, this means football season's over. I'm like, don't remind me. She's like, I'm so fucking happy. I'm like, I'm devastated.
Well, now we got the Cavs who are on a 9-game win streak, which they're playing tonight. It's crazy how that's not talked about much now on the radio, No,
I mean, the Cavs are currently, they are statistically speaking, since like the mid-December, they are the hottest team in basketball. They are currently in second place in the Eastern Conference.
5 games out, I think.
Yeah, they're right behind Boston. They have a 1-game lead over Milwaukee. They have a 2-game lead over the Knicks. They are in the driver's seat because the Knicks are dealing with a lot of injuries too. So the Knicks are going to fall off.
Seems I was wrong about what I thought would happen when Garland and Mobley came back. They've kind of slid right into the rotation.
No problem. JB Bickerstaff, baby. No, it's really cool. I love what's going on with the Cavs. My only thing, I was excited for them last year. They got embarrassed.
Yeah, that's true. They had a great season, get to the playoffs. They won their first round in the playoffs, and then they go up against the buzzsaw of the New York Knicks, which at the time I wouldn't consider a buzzsaw, but they outplayed us.
Yeah, they were just more. They were bigger. They were stronger. They literally played bully ball against the Cavs. The Cavs had no answer. The Cavs looked like a bunch of fucking babies. Speaking of that series, worst Cleveland sports moment of 2023 was the category that I came up with. And my nominees, Spring football. That's right, Jason. Football never ends.
Oh yeah, the USFL, the XFL, and the what league did they combine with?
It was the XFL and the USFL.
So that season starts here soon too.
Yeah, which personally I don't even care about that. I'm more so the combine, baby. Combine's next month. Actually, this month. And then free agency is next month. The draft is in April. Football season doesn't end. But my nominees for worst moment in Cleveland sports for 2023. First one, Tito Francona retires from the Cleveland Guardians. Sad as fuck.
Sad.
Number 2, as I just mentioned, Cavs get embarrassed by the New York Knicks in 5 games.
Yeah.
Number 3, Jim Brown died. Pretty bad moment. Number 4, Chubb's injury against the Steelers week 2 Monday Night Football.
Ugh.
And then number 5, releasing Kevin Love. I think that move was a devastating blow to the team last year.
You think so?
I think they could have used his shooting. I just didn't see a reason to get rid of him.
Yeah. I think they were doing him the honor though, because we weren't utilizing him.
Right. And I think that's kind of JB's fault. Who would you rather have out there? Kevin Love or Dean Wade? You know what I mean? Give me Kevin Love. I'll take the guy
Kevin Love any day.
Give me the guy that's going to the Hall of Fame. And he kind of sided with Chetty Osman and Dean Wade. And I'm like, not the greatest decision. And then we go to the playoffs where
we could have used that
6'10" guy that can get rebounds and can pass and can shoot might have helped.
Yeah.
I don't know. Call me crazy. Hated the Kevin Love release. However, my pick for worst Cleveland sports moment, though, will without a doubt be Nick Chubb's injury, week 2. That felt like it ruined the season. It didn't.
Took the wind out for that game.
It really did. It took the wind out of that game for sure. It, to me, felt like the season ended with that play. And then I think more about it and I go, you know what? We played really well without him. It sucks that he wasn't there to be a part of it. But then I went back full circle and I go, I think having him against the Texans would have really changed that game. I think having a legitimate run game and running back would have opened things up a lot more for us. And maybe we wouldn't have gotten our asses kicked like we did.
Yeah.
Maybe. Again, I'm wishful thinking. And I also, even if we did get our asses kicked, I just wish Nick Chubb was out on that field for them when they made the playoffs this year. I love Nick Chubb.
Do you think he comes back next year?
Yes, but I think it's going to take some time. The more I'm hearing, the more info I'm getting. It sounds
I haven't heard
like
any updates about his recovery.
I've just basically heard they're saying pump the brakes if you think he's going to be ready for week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen that too.
Yeah, they're basically saying like it was a badass injury. It was not your normal ACL tear. It's on a knee that he's already damaged in the past. So this is one that they're basically saying like he's not going to be ready for football stuff until like the start of the season. He can start practicing again, like doing stuff.
Won't get him back till mid-year.
That's kind of my guess. And even then I'm nervous for him.
Yeah. So at the Browns, I mean, are you okay with the Browns sticking with
Jerome Ford? No, we need an upgrade.
Yeah. I
like Jerome Ford, but then I look at teams like yesterday. Look at McCaffrey. Look at Isaiah Pacheco. Like Ford's fine.
Go get a small.
And then, Jason said it best. Any run game would have helped. We had no run game against the Texans.
He should quit. Who? Chubb?
Ooh, interesting. Nick Chubb should quit.
Dun dun dun.
Is that who we're talking about?
I don't know.
Or no?
Ford?
I don't know. Jason, you got to elaborate. I don't know who you're talking about.
Fun fact about Ford, though. So, right after the season ended, Jerome Ford has been streaming the shit ton out on Twitch. He's been playing mad video games.
Yes, for Chubb. Chubb should quit.
Chubb, yes.
Damn.
Wow. Hot take, Jason. Hot take.
I hope he doesn't. I love Nick Chubb.
But no, Jerome Ford's been playing a lot of Call of Duty on Twitch.
Don't like that.
Yeah. A lot of Call of Duty.
For a running back, doesn't matter. Kyler Murray, that's a bad thing.
So do you think that the Browns should go smaller running back, like a smaller, speedier type running back? Could you reference Pacheco and...
Yeah, because you have Jerome Ford, who's kind of built like Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, kind of. He's a stockier kind of back. So I would say, you need that speed guy. They tried to get that with Pierre Strong. Yeah. They really did. And that's my worry, too, with Chubb. I don't want him to come back and be like a
half of the man.
Yeah, a shell of himself.
Not as good as he once was.
Be injury prone because he's now working on a knee that's been operated on multiple times. So it's a tough situation.
I love Nick Chubb. Just stay away from the benching of 900 pounds.
Or maybe that's his big comeback because he shows you that he can do another 900-pound squat. And then you go, okay, that knee looks good.
He walks out limping and then gets underneath the rack of 900 pounds, squats it 3 times and go run the 100 yards.
When he walked out, I was at that Jets game. When he walked out and fucking wore the Batman mask and fucking smashed the guitar and with no crutches, but he was still obviously limping pretty badly. I was like, man, I was so fucking fired up. I love Nick Chubb. He charged that crowd.
Barely walked up the steps, but he tried.
So that was my personal worst Cleveland sports
honestly,
moment.
I can't top that one because that was devastating.
I almost, instead of the K Love one, I almost put Deshaun Watson's season-ending injury, but I was like, I don't want to do 2. We had so many fucking injuries on the Browns. Like, I don't want to I could have filled it up with Browns injuries.
We need a power game. The injury is a lifetime injury. Yeah.
I said my My worst moment was Flacco throwing that terrible interception.
Which one?
Which one? Yeah, which one?
The one where he just lofted it up there and
I would say the first one that changed the game. That's when it was like I was like, okay, now we're down by like fucking 14.
Back to back pick six.
Yeah,
that whole moment.
Fair.
That changes. So I'll parlay off of that, or I'll just whatever turn off of that. But I have my favorite sports moment overall for the year, right? So there's a lot I could have listed, right? But I'm just gonna jump right into it because I know it's already 8:30. But
yep.
Fucking Jason Kelsey coming out of the fucking thing at Buffalo. Like Jason Kelsey is like my I don't know, say spirit animal. Like this dude, you want to meet Travis? I want to meet Jason and just talk with Jason because
guys do look alike.
Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
That's fair.
I don't look as good with my shirt off, probably as he does, but no, Jason Kelsey, just fucking ripping his shirt off there at the Buffalo game and the fun jumping out,
chugging a beer with the crowd,
jumping out, and then the fact that man had the power to jump back into the fucking the
country
box.
Strength.
Dude, that guy's a beast. But no, that's probably my favorite sports moment of the year.
So my favorite. So Kyle listed that in the group when we did the pre-show.
Yeah,
he listed that as his biggest pop, which is like the biggest crowd reaction, which obviously Jason Kelsey got that reaction. Mine, I decided to go with the same thing. I went with the moment in sports that happened that everybody just erupted. And mine, I went a little left field.
Okay.
CM Punk, when he returned to WWE.
Ooh.
That pop was fucking huge. The internet erupted. He was the number one trending thing on Twitter. Nobody saw it coming. Some people thought it might happen, but there was nothing that leaked, and then it happened.
That was hell freezing over right there.
Yeah, I loved it. And then obviously it was short-lived. He got injured. He's old now, and he's not the same wrestler. But it was cool to have him come back for a little bit, and everybody was really excited for a good month.
I will say that WWE right now in the last month and a half has been worth watching. Like some of the storylines they're putting in, we're
missing Raw right now.
Missing Raw right now, but
okay.
A lot of the storylines.
Dedicated.
A lot of the storylines they've been putting in, and now they have talk, right? I know it might not happen. Here's my 2 cents about WWE.
Go for it.
Now there's like some small rumors that does Triple H have one more in him? Does Triple H have one more chance to go out there, maybe just end on a high note in a match? You know, he's got a pacemaker, but they're trying to find some with Rock, and him and Rock going back and forth a little bit. I would love to see, even if it's a short match, like he comes out, takes a couple bumps, maybe he just knocks the Rock out or whatever. I don't know, something. I
personally wouldn't care to see that.
I wouldn't mind watching it one time.
I love Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? Favorite wrestler of all time. Watching him last year, where you could tell he could barely walk in the ring like that. I was like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see my heroes fucking turn to human. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that.
I don't know. That was kind of cool. Just that press conference they had when him and Triple H went like face to face.
Sure.
The shit talking, like and he's like when he walked away and Triple's like, yeah, you better walk away or something like that. I'm like,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Give me the shit talking. And then there's promo on SmackDown.
Can he do it?
Where he said every little like Rock one liner, kind of like as a snap back to him. It was hilarious.
I mean, again, it's just
I know
you got to put on a really good match. I don't want to see guys out there where you're like, oh, he looks old and rusty and bad. Like those are the ones where it's just uncomfortable. I don't like watching that.
I'm invested in the storylines here. Like I'm invested to see what happens. That's what I'm curious about. But I'm excited about it. But yeah, cool.
I'll save my favorite Cleveland sports moment for the end. That's my final category. But with that being said, I have one more category to knock out, and let me cross off the ones that I did for Kyle though, just so I don't get them confused.
I got a couple more, but I'll just do two more. I'll do one after yours, and I'll do one more.
I'm going to do my favorite album of 2023.
Ooh.
Favorite album. And my nominees are, this one came out on literally January 1st, 2023, dropped surprisingly. This band is one of my favorite bands of all time. They were away for almost 10 years, and then they just randomly dropped an album without telling anybody, and it was awesome.
Creed.
Creed, Can You Take Me Higher? No, surprisingly, the word higher is in it, but it is Fireworks, the band, and the album was called Higher Lonely Power. Second nominee is Blink-182, One More Time. Third is Oliver Tree, Alone in a Crowd. Fourth, Movements, Ruckus. And fifth, Broadside with Hotel Blue. And the winner, surprisingly, is not Blink-182. I love their album. I love it. I love that Tom got back together. But overall, Fireworks, Higher Lonely Power was my favorite album of 2023. I listened to that album more than anything. One of my favorite bands. They're a small-time punk band, punk rock, whatever you want to call them, pop punk. They're from Michigan, so one of their main...
I hope that's the right picture.
It is. You're right. One of their main...
Actually, that's just Justin's backyard.
Right.
I wish I had that much foliage. But one of their main touring spots has always been Cleveland because it's only a few hours away. They're from Detroit, so I love the band Fireworks. Been listening to them for the last 15 years, so huge fan. Again, they put out an album in like 2014 and they went on a hiatus and they were gone for 10 years. And then they surprised everybody with an album randomly. And then, of course, when they came to Cleveland the one time in 2023, it was the Friday night that I was in Disney. So I couldn't go see them when they were at Mahal's. And I was devastated by that. So I'm really hoping they tour again really soon because I need to go see them. I love that band so much. And Higher Lonely Power was no question the most listened to album that I had in 2023 and my favorite by far. I still listen to it actually on the way to the show today. I was listening to it just because I love it. Great album. So that was my favorite album.
I wish I could come out here and tell you that my favorite album this year was Green Day's new album they dropped, but that shit was trash.
You haven't been able to say that in 20 years.
That shit was trash. There's maybe 2 songs on there that I was like, oh shit, I was so excited for the album. I'm gonna fucking listen to it. I listened to it. I said, what the fuck did I just listen to?
Their last good album was honestly probably American Idiot.
I just don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. Anyways, so
they're just being Green Day.
I'll answer your question after I go through my favorite concert of 2023. So just a couple nominees. I went to a lot of concerts this year. But Pink, which end of the year last year. Okay. Great concert. Hell of a concert. Jason Aldean, Country. If you're not a fan of country, you probably wouldn't like Jason Aldean, but it's a good show. Offspring, a little memory down.
Yeah, I forgot I went to that one. Damn, I went to a lot of concerts. I can't even think of them.
And Blink-182. And so my favorite concert in 2023, Blink-182. They fucking killed it. Which then kind of parlays into the next one, which their new album was probably my favorite album last year too. I wanted to like Green Day. I'm still a big Green Day fan, always will be. But I just don't know the direction. But this album from start to finish has a lot of good songs on it. So
that's where I'm at. And yeah, Jason, it is. It's punk rock, pop punk, whatever you want to call it. I'm with Kyle. Like I like Green Day. I have nothing against them. Yeah. I'm a fan of their music, but like you said, they haven't had a good hit.
Have you listened to the new album?
Yeah. They haven't had a good hit, literally, in my opinion, since American Idiot. And that was 20 years ago. Yeah. I was in, I think, high school when that came out. Blink-182
even American Idiot was still, to me, had some politically driven songs.
Like I personally, my favorite album of theirs is Warning.
Oh, one of the early ones. Yeah,
from like early 2000s maybe. But that was personally, that's my favorite Green Day album. But yeah, Blink-182 for the last 20 years, and they, even when Tom DeLonge left, their other album, they were still making really good songs. Like those albums have really good songs on them, and then they came out with this one, and start to finish, really good album. Like
their concert was just amazing. Like we didn't sit down the entire show, right? It was just amazing.
That was like the 5th or 6th time I've seen them live, and I mean, I love them. I'm a diehard fan.
It was good, but a lot of good music last year. But now
Jason's a country boy, huh?
Hey, Jason, I will say though, Jason Aldean's concert last year was pretty amazing. Like he had Mitchell Tenpenny open up for him, which is another one of our favorite artists, and he killed the show. Right, it was crowded there. It was a big show.
I was gonna make a joke about doing a moment of silence for Toby Keith, but I think we already did that as a joke. Never mind.
Week.
All right, I am personally not a country music fan. I like old school country. I like anything you would hear on WGAR in like the 90s. Give me that shit. Like Should Have Been a Cowboy from Toby Keith. Classic. That's a great one. Then he got a little political and started doing shit about, beer for my horses and this and that. And I was like, all right, I'm out.
I told you 9/11 was his best thing.
And no, it helped his career. And then like current country, I think is pure garbage personally. Not for me. But again, old school country. I like George Strait. I like old school Garth Brooks. I like Brooks and Dunn, Alabama, some good old
Garth Brooks
old
is my favorite concert of all time I've ever been to. When we saw him in Pittsburgh, probably like 6 years ago. Fucking that dude puts on a hell of a show. And from start to finish, that show was amazing. So
one of my favorite country artists, Clay Walker, underrated.
Clay Walker, huh?
Love Clay Walker. Okay. That's old school country. I like that shit. Back from the 90s, that's when I listened to it.
The bass line of country music would be dropping hard.
You do.
Yeah, for sure. Good country. The current shit, they're all just like, oh, I have a pickup truck and a beer, and the girl left me. It's every song's the fucking same.
Wheeler Walker.
It's because it's that easy to be country. You can literally pretend.
I do like the Jelly Roll story though. I know he's going country, but I do.
Didn't he used to be a rapper though?
He did.
Now he's country. Yeah. I don't know. These guys that like switch genres all the time. Machine Gun Kelly, Post Malone, this Jelly Roll guy.
Hey, Post Malone looks pretty good in those little cowboy boots.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a pretty good singer too.
I like the fact that he plays Magic.
Yeah, he's a nerd.
He's like a whole nerd. Yeah.
Full nerd. He's an interesting dude that I can't really get a read on. Like he seems like he's so fucking nice, but then like I'm waiting for like something to come out of him. Like there's got to be some other. There's got to be some other side.
He's been on Kill Tony.
A lot of skeletons in his closet. Yeah, he seems like he's like a fucking cool ass dude.
He's got like kids in the basement somewhere.
Possibly. Like he smokes like 2 packs of cigarettes a day, maybe more. He fucking drinks beer like a normal dude.
He's all
just
over.
Seems down to earth. But then there's
all
also
over
like
the place.
What's wrong with him?
He's over the place.
Started as like a rapper, then he started doing pop music. Now he's trying to do country. So yeah, he is all over the fucking board. But hey, kudos to him. Whatever makes your career go. So yeah, I'm with Kyle. Blink-182 is my favorite concert of the year. I went to a handful of concerts myself, but Blink-182, obviously,
So many concerts. We got a lot of concerts lined up this year too. We got Creed tickets. I'm looking forward to that.
The first show or the second show?
In November.
How's that?
I think it's sold out, so they're doing like back to back or something like that.
How do they still sell that?
Well, so they've been gone for so
Creed's
long.
like a parody band.
No, I'm talking about the Malart.
Oh no!
Oh, you still taste it? Nice.
I just finished it.
Oh, I would have just
Oh,
dumped
you
it out.
finish it? Oh, I just chugged that shit.
I would have just dumped it and told Kyle I finished it.
So Creed's with Three Doors
My
Down.
man raised no
and
hoe.
I forget what other band they're with.
I respect that.
But it's just nostalgia, right? Just go in there and listen to. I mean,
Yeah.
I put on their best hits like on Spotify. Put like this is Creed.
dude,
They have some
for sure.
Their music still hits pretty hard.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I literally used to when I was a little kid, I took their CD out at the library and I listened to it. It was fucking great. They have some good songs. Speaking of Creed, they were one of the better commercials yesterday when they were in it for like 2 seconds. That Paramount Plus commercial.
Have you seen the full commercial? For
Yeah,
that?
that's what I saw. It unfortunately, it leaked like a week ago.
Where they're like, I can go high or something like that.
Tua Tagovailova's sitting there and they're like, all right, we need to throw something to create an avalanche. And they're like, do we have anything? If only we had a football. And then Patrick Stewart looks down and goes, what about a football shaped head? And Tua's like, I'm not throwing the kid. And then Patrick Stewart throws Hey Arnold at the fucking mountain. And as he throws him, Creed just jumps out of nowhere and they start playing Can You Take Me Higher? And then
That's pretty funny.
Arnold smacks into the wall. And then what did he say? He's like, if only we had some pig skin. They look over and there's Peppa Pig sitting there like, what the fuck?
That's
it was a really good commercial.
The longer version's worth it because it drags out the Can You Take Me Higher part.
Yeah, when it cut off abruptly yesterday, I was like, oh, that kind of sucks.
I was like, this is a great commercial. Watch this, guys. And it's short. I'm like, okay, not as exciting, but
still good.
Drew Barrymore's like, oh, and there's Creed. Of course,
he's like,
Creed.
Shut up, Drew Barrymore.
And the dude from Rescue the 911,
Reno 911.
Dangle.
That show's so fucking funny. No, that was one of the better commercials too.
I got one more category I can do, and then you can do yours if you want to end it.
Absolutely.
So
I got a couple too.
Favorite podcast of the year. A couple. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. Conan. Nominees are Conan's podcast, where he brings on people and talks like.
Hey, what is it called? Conan Needs a Friend or something like that.
Yeah. The Joe Rogan Experience, just because that dude is all over the fucking place.
It's a little too much for me. I don't need 7 hours of Joe Rogan a week.
And Smartless, which is I'm forgetting the names of the people who are on it right now, but I was just listening to the episode.
That's the one with Jason Sudeikis and all them.
Yeah, the friends.
Will Forte.
And my favorite one for the year right now is Smartless because like they interview so well.
I haven't listened to that yet.
They interview so well with the guests that come on, and their interaction between like Will Arnett and all them, like they always pick on what's his face.
Yeah, Sean Hayes. Okay, yeah, Jason Bateman.
So Jason Bateman and Will Arnett always pick on Sean Hayes, which is hilarious because they're all friends anyways in real life. But some of the stories they tell about how like Sean is like basically the butt of all jokes when it comes to. But it's just hilarious. But they interview so well with certain people when they come on, so it's worth. I've
been meaning to check that out. I just forget. And no, Jason, you're right, dude. The commercial sucked. Like I make it a point during the Super Bowl to try to like not leave the TV. I want to watch the game, obviously, and then I want to see the commercials. And there were a lot of times where a commercial break ended and I'm like, fuck, I could have totally went upstairs and grabbed something. Like I wouldn't have missed shit. The commercial sucked.
Yeah.
My favorite podcast from 2023, it's actually one that I started listening to in 2023, but it's been out for years. The guys, I made it one of my, just the tips before. This is important from the dudes from Workaholics. I think it is the funniest podcast out there. I listen to it religiously. No bullshit. I admitted this, even though it's kind of embarrassing. They started the podcast like pre-COVID and they've got, almost 200 episodes and I binged through every single episode and I am currently all caught up with every episode they've done. That's how good that podcast is. I listen to it on like just entirely through. I think they're funny as fuck. Workaholics is one of my favorite shows of all time. And those guys together are hilarious. I didn't. I wanted to. It was way too expensive. At the end of the day, it almost was like $75 a ticket to just sit there and watch them record a podcast. I was like, I'm not spending that. But if you get a chance to check out their podcast, it's fucking hysterical. I'm a huge fan.
Bud Bowl.
Yeah, I would love that. They need to do something, dude. What's going to happen is in like a year or so, there's going to be a company that makes a very controversial commercial. Like yesterday, I don't know if you saw this news. There was the commercial with Jennifer Aniston for like Uber Eats or whatever the fuck.
She forgot a memory.
And there was an original version that leaked where somebody made a comment and said, oh, wait, there's peanuts and peanut butter or something like that because they were making fun of peanut allergies. Yeah. People got offended with peanut allergies, so they cut that part out of the commercial.
Oh my god!
That's how fucking pussified we are as a nation.
I did see the original commercial. I remember that because I remember they cut it out.
The guy said something like, "Oh, there's peanuts and peanut butter," and then someone's like, "Yeah, that's literally the whole ingredient." And they were making fun of like quote unquote making fun of peanut allergy people. So people got offended and they had to cut that line out.
We have a very
ridiculous
nation.
That's why, like Tim said, the closer from Dave Chappelle was such an impactful special because he said, fuck you. You want to try to cancel everybody and be a bunch of pussies? I'm just going to say what everybody's too afraid to say. And Dave Chappelle did that. Groundbreaking.
What are some of your awards for the year there? Can we say a couple?
Yeah, so kind of a podcast, but more of a morning show. It was definitely my one of my favorite moments of the year. And that was being a part of the Michael Carter show.
Hell yeah. Multiple time guests. Somewhat of a resident. They will allow me to come back if I was like, I think if I was to reach out, say, hey, can I get on the show? Oh yeah, I'm
pretty
sure
they would allow me. Obviously, I can't say that because I don't know.
Yeah.
But if I said, hey, if you need a spot, call me. Pretty sure I'll get a call. And I enjoyed my time, on the Michael Collier show all 3 times. And I'm looking forward to March 15th through the 17th where I open up for him.
Yeah.
Funny Bone.
15th. That's my birthday. March 15th.
Hey.
I'm going to be fucking probably locked in the house that night though. With a newborn. Yeah, no, Jason, we do need some toxic masculinity. What we need though is the proper person to be the toxic masculinity, because right now it's like fucking Dan Bilzerian and Andrew Tate are the quote unquote toxic masculinity in the world, and those guys suck. They should not be the faces.
Crimes. They commit a lot of crimes.
They should not be the faces of toxic masculinity. We need somebody good to do it, and that might change some things.
Do you have another one?
Just another one of my favorite moments on stage, which was hilarities. Doing the 51st jokes.
Oh yeah,
fuck yeah.
I mean, technically that's this year, but
you did it last year too, though.
I did do it last year.
Counts.
And that was definitely one of my favorite times last year. Favorite times on stage. I feel like that was when like the Cleveland scene really started to see me. Not the East Side, I should say, kind of always seen me, but when I went on that stage and really just relaxed,
you broadened your horizons a little bit.
Yeah, people started seeing me. They started booking me, and then this year, I feel like it got even a bigger response because even one of the guys that, I'll say the guy who he kind of gave me a little bit of shade. He was like, "Yeah, you're just a local comedian."
I remember you told us about that.
Yeah. And when I did that on Hilarity stage, he's like, "Dude, I will hug you right now, but you're naked."
I think that's the best time to hug Tim personally.
It was just dope. Dope time to dope to be a part of something so amazing. Shout out to 51st Joke. Shout out to John Bruton.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Everyone is scared of their woman. I'm not. I give my wife too much shit.
You do. I'm actually quite shocked at how much shit you give her.
She's used to it at this point. It's just fun. I keep it fun.
My wife can be scary at times, but I love her though. It's fun.
There's a give and take in all relationships.
A lot of give and take.
Couple trades that happened in the NBA. We don't even if you don't have a picture handy, that's no worries. I don't know if you have one. You do. A couple trades I want to talk about before the deadline. The Cavs are, of course, in second place. They made no moves. I told everybody to be on the lookout. Cavs are going to be going after the buyout market. That's what I was talking to Don.
People are getting buyouts too.
Yeah. Don P posted the other day, he was kind of upset the Cavs didn't make a trade. And I was like, they're going to be on the buyout market. They don't have the assets to make a trade. Buddy Hield traded to the 76ers from the Indiana Pacers. Gordon Hayward traded from the Hornets to Oklahoma City in an interesting move. And Bojan Bogdanovic traded to the New York Knicks. So a couple interesting ones. I have other ones that I don't think very impactful, but a player to keep an eye on. Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young were traded to Brooklyn, with Spencer Dinwiddie being traded to Toronto in that deal. And I could see Spencer Dinwiddie being a buyout. So he's somebody to keep an eye on.
What did the Sixers give up for Buddy Hield?
Like Marcus Morris, and really nothing great. They gave up a bunch of shit in a couple draft picks.
Grace right now. They've lost like out of the last 10.
And hopefully they're losing right now. I didn't check the score, but they're playing the Cavs. But no, without Embiid, they're not a very good team. He is the heart and soul of that team, and even then, he can only take them so far. So without him, they are struggling.
Cavs are losing by 1.
Okay, that's all right. It's the third quarter, going into the fourth. Cavs are keeping it close. Hopefully the Cavs turn around. Hopefully there we go. Cavs just took the lead. Jared Allen, thank you.
It's weird not doing picks this week, huh?
It's very weird. Tim won because as we did it last week, we all took the Chiefs, and I said I wasn't going to pick the Niners because you picked the Chiefs. I was going with my gut, and I conceded. But yeah, no, it sucks. We got to figure something out. We got to do something.
Oh, you still haven't did.
Dude, we all have so many punishments backed up. Luckily, with all this time off that I'm going to have, because I'm taking 2 weeks off work, I'm not doing the show for a month. Maybe I can get some shit lined up and we can figure some punishments out.
I'm down.
I got a lot. We still have to come up with ideas for even some of the punishments.
Thanks, Jason.
We didn't even come up with an idea for the punishment for this year's picks yet.
We
so
didn't,
we've got a lot going on. We'll get it all caught up though. We're not in a rush. You guys know we're not going anywhere.
I feel like I always get the punishments out of the way quickly.
Because they're easier ones. Like I'm trying to be more.
Malort might have been a punishment.
Honestly, it feels like I got punished. I'm gonna punish a toilet later. My final tabby for the 2024, 23, however you want to look at it, tabbies, are my favorite Cleveland moment. And the nominees. The Browns clinching the playoffs. That was one of my favorite moments, because not only did the Browns clinch playoff spot, I was at the game. It was fucking electric. It was so awesome to see that happen. My second favorite moment, another game that I was at, kind of, the Donovan Mitchell scoring 71 points happened on like the 2nd of January last year. I think I admitted this story to everybody. It's embarrassing, but whatever. I had tickets to the game. I was there. Cavs were getting blown out. Me and my brother-in-law said, fuck it. You want to go to the casino? Because the casino had been open now for 2 days. Yeah. And we were like, yeah, let's go watch it at the casino. Monday Night Football. It was the DeMar Hamlin night before it happened. We were like, let's go to the casino. We'll watch the Bills and Bengals. We'll watch the rest of the Cavs ass whooping. And we go to the casino. And Donovan Mitchell scores 71 points. The Cavs go to overtime and win the game. And we were watching the second half from the casino. But I was there for the first half, so it counts. So I was at the Donovan Mitchell 71-point game.
You got the ticket.
I have the ticket. I was there. I have pictures from my seat. I was there. My third favorite moment is, of course, Myles Garrett winning Defensive Player of the Year. How could you not love that? My fourth favorite moment, Jose Ramirez knocking out Tim Anderson. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson. What a historical moment.
Watching that.
And my fifth favorite moment, a little heartfelt one here. Jim Donovan, voice of the Cleveland Browns, beat cancer. And when he was back there, I remember after the Browns clinched that playoff game, he was up there with Nathan Zagura, and we stopped, and there was like hardly anyone left in the stadium. We were like the last ones to leave. We looked up and we waved. He pointed at us and waved back to us. It was really cool.
Right. Wow, that's
and
right.
He had just come back a few weeks later or before from his cancer scare. But with that being said, there can only be one winner. And my winner for my favorite Cleveland sports moment of the year, even though it technically happened in 2024, it counts because of the 2023 season. Myles Garrett winning Defensive Player of the Year, because Steeler fans are never going to stop crying about this. So congratulations to Myles Garrett. This helps one step closer to being a Hall of Fame player. This is one step closer to hopefully turning the team around into where we're going to be, a Super Bowl competitive team. And either way, Steeler fans are never going to not bitch about this. And I fucking love that we get to hold it over their head, because no matter how much they bitch, no matter what stats they pull out of their ass, no matter what they try to say, you cannot take that award away from Myles Garrett for TJ Watt as much as they want to try. So shout out to Myles Garrett. Much deserved, well earned. Couldn't have gone to a better player, because not only is he a better player, he is the best. And that's why you get that fucking trophy. So thank you, Myles Garrett.
I didn't realize this picture was for this.
That's all right. I saved it because I plan on just showing it every time a Steelers fan starts to bitch, just sending it to him. Just being like, what would you say about Myles Garrett? Click, here's a picture of him holding his trophy that you can't take away. I'm petty like that.
What a year.
Great year.
We've been doing this, what? How many weeks in the NFL season? 18, 21, 20. We've been doing this like it's the 30th week, I think, of doing the show back to back to back to back.
That's about right. Yeah, we took the 1 week off because Kyle was out of town and my buddy passed, so I wasn't feeling it. But other than that, we did every week.
And that's the commitment from us here. There's some shows
we don't fuck around.
That don't do that, by the way. Just
there are some shows at Redline that I sometimes go, are they still on? I don't even know, because they're not regulars.
Speaking of who's still on, I don't even.
They took the schedule is completely gone. So I'm guessing we're the only show left at Redline, us and Timbuk Tuesdays.
And Lex, that's it.
Dub.
And that's it.
Jin.
Okay.
Apparently not. We have nobody. But yeah, no, been a great run. And again, I'm having my baby on Friday.
Yeah.
Hopefully Friday. We have the induction
that's what
date.
I was supposed to do. My favorite fuck moment was when you got her pregnant.
That's your favorite fuck moment?
Because they fucked to
mine too.
Moment. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the induction scheduled for 8 a.m. They're gonna give her the medicine that's supposed to start inducing the labor, and it's just up to little Teddy to come on out. And it could be quick, it could take days. You never know.
What are you taking to the hospital with you to keep you occupied?
I have chargers. I have books. Tara's bringing her iPad. I'm gonna have my phone. That's pretty much it. I don't need a ton. There's gonna be. I mean, there's a TV in the room. I'll just chill, read a book, and just wait. It is what it is. I have my suitcase already packed with clothes and stuff because we're gonna be there for at least the whole weekend. So, yeah, we'll leave Friday morning at about 7 a.m. Head to Rainbow Babies Hospital. And they're going to start the process at 8 o'clock. And we go from there. I really hope, again, knock on wood, I'm really hoping she comes out on the 16th because I want a 216 baby. But if she comes out on the 17th, as Tara said,
bring lots of snacks. I've
got a ton of snacks. We went to Costco. We hit it hard over the weekend. So I've got snacks galore. 217, though, Michael Jordan's birthday. Didn't know that. So fun fact. So either way, it could be great. But I want 216. I think that's really cool. I love Cleveland. I'm a Cleveland boy through and through. So I think a 216 baby is kind of fitting for me.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's up to her. It's whenever she wants to come out. So we're going on Friday, my first baby. And then we're going to take about a month off of the show and hopefully be back right around mid-March. I want to be back right for NFL free agency. And we'll be back to doing the show, probably sticking with our old schedule of doing bi-weekly until the football season starts. But I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think that works. But we're going to do that.
Semi-vacation, semi-break.
Yeah. And I'm going to need the nights to take care of a baby. So
yeah,
my life is officially going to be, I'm a homebody now. That's it.
He didn't want to say over, guys.
No, it's not over. It's just beginning. It's just going to be very, very different than the life that I am used to. But it is what it is. That's what happens. I'm 34, almost 35. So life goes on. That's what happens. You graduate into these next roles. But with that being said, it is time for everyone's favorite segment. That is, of course, just the tip. We are going to tell you guys what we liked over the last week or so. What's new, what we love.
I sent you my tip there, Tim.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, buddy.
And as always, we're going to start off with my man, Timbuktu. Tim, give him your tip.
Now, I was going to do the Valentine's Day show, but it is sold out. So it's kind of no reason to.
It's not really a tip anymore. It's
right.
Fuck you. You missed out.
You missed out. But I have a show following Saturday. It is going to be at the Indigo Ultra Lounge. I thought it was Indigo Lux. Okay, it is called Indigo Lux. But it's a comedy show with Big Wayne. I am going to be DJing and doing a set. It is 2 shows.
A jack of all trades.
$10 a ticket. It's $15 at the door. Obviously, must be 21 to come in because it is a bar. But it's going to be a great show. These comedians are great. I believe Aisha Brown got switched out. I believe she may have canceled. I don't have that updated flyer myself. But Keith Kendall is going to be hosting. Meg Shaw is going to be on there as well. And like I said, and Big Wayne is headlining. It's going to be a great time. Come out, man. They have great food at this location. The bar is pretty good. The bartenders are awesome. The drinks are fairly priced. It's gonna be a great time. It's 2 shows, so if you can come out and check out 2 shows, I don't know how much time I'll be doing, but I might be doing 2 different sets. So
no shit. All right. Well, I will be there in spirit. So I will be locked up in the hospital.
You're right.
Thanks, Devin. We're excited for you guys to meet her.
Your life is over.
No, I wear the pants in my house, Jason. I can still go out whenever the fuck I want.
Well, your life might be over, but the baby's life is just beginning.
Damn right.
Look at that. My tip. So I've been rewatching old shows, and this is a show that I watched a long time ago when it first came out, but I remember liking it. I just don't remember it much.
That's fair.
But Heroes, the show that was on long time ago.
I remember that show.
A lot of big movie stars in this one, or big TV stars in this show, but it's about basically just people who just inherit these powers over time, or they had them and they initially get into their powers in the story. And I'm halfway through season 1 right now, but I just shout out to just going back and rewatching certain shows that you really liked, because I think it's been since 2007 sink I watched this.
Yeah, it's been off the air for a while.
Me and Jess actually watched it together back in the day, but no, it's definitely a good show. Right, like I said, it's an easy watch too. I think they're like 45-minute episodes, but at least season 1 so far is great. I don't remember if it gets worse or better or the same, but there's only 5 seasons.
I never actually watched it. I'm familiar with
Yeah.
it, but I never watched it.
It's funny because like you can tell like how they have it because it's on Peacock, so they have it cut like it's an old like how they had like they have like slow motion outs for certain scenes where it was going to commercial. You could tell like it's cut certain ways. It's just funny watching it now.
I just read
during
Jason's
streaming.
comment.
What's that? The new baby is.
He said she wears the pants now. He's got that right.
It's true.
Life is literally just going to focus around that baby.
But yeah, if you get a chance and you haven't seen it, watch it. It's definitely something that it's a good show. And I think after this one, I might go back and watch Lost or something. I'm not sure. Just kind of go back through it. But yeah, it's a good show.
I think I'm going to go back and rewatch. And there's only 3 seasons and they're half-hour episodes, so it'll be quick. But I want to rewatch Dave, as we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Lil Dicky.
Oh yeah.
Just listening to his album, it just made me want to go back and rewatch the show. So I think I'm going to start that over. While again, I'm off work for 2 weeks. I'm going to be bored as shit. Just literally feed the baby every couple hours. She's going to be sleeping 90% of the time. So it's like, I'm just going to be watching a lot of TV. So I think Dave's going to be one of the shows I try to watch during that little staycation.
Do you think you're going to take the blunt force of the time with the baby?
What do you mean?
Just giving Tara give her a break?
So yes and no. It's tough. Like with, not to get like deep into it, it's just how it is with newborns. They need to feed every 2 hours. You're supposed to feed them every 2 hours. So that's just how life's going to be for the first like week or couple weeks or whatever. And then they, assuming she's breastfeeding, like there's really not a whole lot I can do. It's kind of like if she
cheer around from the corner.
Yeah, it's pretty much like I can get her for Tara, because Tara's like essentially for the first they want the woman for almost like the first week after birth to just not move. Like you have the baby, you go home, you lay in bed, your husband does everything. So I'm prepared for that. If it's the 2 hour mark, I'll get the baby, hand her to Tara, like just, try to team it up. But yeah, for the most part, after that, it's kind of like there's not much I can do. Just give her to Tara, let her eat. If she's not breastfeeding well, we'll go to formula and bottles. I'll do that, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I plan on helping as much as I can, changing the diapers, holding her if I have to. But for the big parts of feeding and stuff like that, and yeah, I'll be taking care of Tara. I do all the cooking anyway. That's why I need to bring back the Salem witch trials.
Thinking of the episode from the Salem witch trials.
Because Tara doesn't cook. She's got to be a witch.
The episode of The Office where she has a baby and like the baby's not latching onto the nipple and
yeah,
like, the person comes in as like a male and Jim's like whoa.
Did you know who that is?
The
nurse?
No,
that's her husband in real life.
Is it really her husband? I didn't know that. No.
Little fun fact of The Office.
Fact. I didn't know that. Wow. But no, that episode, that's reminded me of
there's good blooper reels for that scene because of that.
Is there?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But with that being said, my tip for this week is a show that just came out on Netflix a couple of weeks ago, and I binged it. Again, goes back to kind of what we talked about earlier with Kyle and Get Gotti. I love narco stuff. I love drug shows, stuff like that. And Griselda came out on Netflix, starring Sofia Vergara. She wears a prosthetic nose, and it's really takes some getting used to, if I'm being honest. But if you're familiar with Griselda Blanco, she was a female narco dealer, and she's from Colombia. She escaped Colombia, came to Miami, and was ruthless. When you think of drug lords, you think of Pablo Escobar, you think of El Chapo. There's some big name guys out there, and they're ruthless, and you're like, these are some bad motherfuckers. And then you learn about Griselda Blanco, and you go, she was a bad bitch. She did not give a fuck about anybody. She'd cut somebody. She did not give a shit. From Colombia also, so just something in the water there. Good show. I'm recommending it because it's really entertaining if you're not familiar with her. However, I wish they would have added a little bit more. I feel like there wasn't a ton of violence in it. They didn't really show her dark side as much as they could have. They hinted at some things where like she staged some hits for people when you're like, oh shit, she's cold as fuck. But it could have been more violent. I love the show Narcos. I've rewatched the seasons of Narcos and Narcos Mexico, each probably 3 times. I love those shows. This one did not have anywhere near the violence, didn't tell the story as spaced out as they could have. It felt kind of rushed because it's a mini series, so there's only like 6 episodes. So it felt a little too condensed. But overall, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, it was a good watch. I think Sofia Vergara did a really good job. She played a great Griselda, and definitely worth a watch if you get the time.
So she's not the dumb wife that she is in
she is not for Modern Family. No, she is she's a bad bitch in this show, and it was a good show though. She did a good job.
Look at that. She divorced her husband and goes off and does badass things.
Yeah,
good for her.
And has to wear a prosthetic nose because she's too good looking to play an ugly ass Griselda. Because if you look up the real Griselda, she looks like an old Colombian grandma in real life.
Real quick, so did you see who is going to have a 2-hour episode special on her side of the story? The old lady who killed Selena back in the day.
Oh, I did see
What?
that. I did see that. Yeah.
So they're giving her like a 2-hour and I get. And first off, I didn't know. I obviously knew that Selena got killed or whatever, right? But I didn't realize the amount of uproar this would cause to certain people, like not wanting to hear that side of the story. Like they're waiting for her to I'm surprised she wasn't off in prison yet. But yeah, so they're giving her a 2-hour special to like tell her quote unquote her side of the story. So I can't wait to see the reactions out of that. But
Cavs might get upset tonight. It's not looking great.
No.
They find themselves down. I mean, it's still early, but they find themselves down 4 points with a little under 6 minutes to go. Oof. Don't love that. Oof. Don't love that at all. But they're at home, and Donovan Mitchell we trust. All right, everybody. We have reached that time. It is officially time for us to bid you all adieu for the time being. We'll see you guys in about a month. Thank you for watching up to this point. Thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate everybody in the comments. We love doing this show. We love chatting with everybody. We're going to come back bigger and better. And I'm not just saying that as some people that have left Redline and claim that they're going to get bigger and better, and they don't. We will be more than likely at the I'm pointing and you can't see it. I'm pointing that way.
The news desk.
We're going to be back at the desk more than likely. Hopefully everything works out. We talked with Tim and Dave about that. We're hoping it's going to be up and running when we come back. We'll be back with the full green screen, the news desk, the setup you guys are all used to with us. We're excited. So we're going to do that. But for the time being, we're going to take a little bit of a break. So thank you guys all for tuning in with us. Thank you for watching. We've loved every minute of this.
Congratulations again, Justin. Hope everything goes smooth on
Thank
Friday.
you guys very much, man. I'm excited.
216, baby.
216, baby. Let's go. But yeah, that's it. Anything else, guys?
No. We will miss all of you for the next month or so.
I won't. Cleveland. That was for you. See ya.